Let us go. What is going on, lads? Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode of Parlay Madness, episode 33. I want to publicly apologize to Zar and JB. I came very late today. That's my fault. Completely fucked up the time. That's on me. But we are here now. A little bit late, but we're still raring to go.
Birthday. Give him some slack. Happy birthday, bro. Let's get some happy birthdays in the chat.
Yeah. I need to cash a couple of my bets, and then that'll be a good birthday for me. So excited to talk about it. JB, how do you see this card?
Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. All I gotta say is Pro Do 14-1 smacked. The Lou, what was it, plus 590? Smacked.
Oh.
JB one leg off, but we all good. Dan the Man came on. He gave out some grease. Gabe Green, sub. Jared Gordon, bow. We on fire, baby. Let's keep it rolling. I have a good feeling about this weekend. I have a great feeling about UFC 316. Hopefully, we can go on a little run here.
Let's fucking go. Zar, you came in a couple of weeks on the show, and you already got a 14-1 under your belt. A lovely smash last week. It was the KO in round 2 or round 3. Very specific for Denise Gomez. And then you parlayed it up with, remind me?
El Val under 2.5. It's pretty free.
Free under 2.5. That shit got done in one. And congratulations, bro. You hit the 14-1 on one of your first episodes, man. Must feel good.
Sure. Yeah, it feels good. And just lucky I have like 14 in the clip. You paid for a bunch of more parlays, so let's get it.
Yeah, boys, like this show is pretty volatile because we're betting on 14-1s and 7-1s. But before we break down the card, understand that after last week, which was just one episode, since we had a 14-1 and a 6-1, that's 20 parlays we can now bet on and lose and still break even, right? So that's kind of the way the show works. We're going to miss a couple of weeks, but the weeks we hit, because we hit big, it pays for the other 10 weeks. So that's the goal. And who knows, sometimes you hit no parlays for a couple of weeks and then you hit multiple back to back. So yeah. I don't really love this card, but I'm feeling it right now, being around you guys' presence. You're getting me hyped up. I'm not even smoking, but I can smell JB's loud pack from here. That's the loud. I think that's the Connor Matthews pack. There's many packs we have, but yeah, why don't we run this one up, boys?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Yeah, I would be down for that. Do live lap dance on air if you boys send enough. So first fight of the night is who we got going up. Do I have to do it? Or do I do it?
Banger, super high level fight right here.
A high level fight to start off the card. That's gonna be Rayani. What one should we do? This one or this one? Probably this one.
I like the left one. So the reels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Forgot. All right. So we got Rayani Amanda versus Alice Ardelean. So Rayani coming in with 3,000 TikTok followers and Alice Ardelean coming in with 3 million TikTok followers. So this is the battle of the TikTok. I thought Rayani had an OnlyFans because of her TikTok, but she doesn't actually have an OnlyFans. So we can't use that in our capping. Alice Ardelean, on the other hand, she's like a full-time social media girl, She's always posting videos on socials. Like I said, 3 million followers on TikTok, but she's 9-7 in her professional MMA career. And on the other hand, Rayani's not really like the highest level. I do kind of feel like she's better at striking and better at grappling and better at MMA. So she should win. But, I also feel like Alice Ardelean is like really, really tough, very gritty girl. I think she'll push through bad positions. I could see her, like she's going to fight for 15 minutes if you don't finish her. I could also see her getting some top time here. So, that could affect the fight. It's such a low level fight where I feel like if one fighter gets on top, it could be the round. I don't even think Alice Ardelean has like the jiu-jitsu skill set to keep Rayani down, but I feel like she has the physicality and strength to just lay on her for a period. I also feel like Rayani could get some takedowns of herself. Ultimately, I ended up picking Rayani via armbar, so it's a little bit of a random pick, but I kind of feel like she's going to latch up her arm when Alice Ardelean trips her with her size. and strength. But that's a very random pick. Overall, I do think plus 250 is wide. I don't know if you would want to go big on it, but I do think that there's some value on the plus 250. It seems like a very close fight if Rayani's not getting the finish on the mat. So I wouldn't mind Rayani inside the distance. It's big price. Or Rayani via submission, big price. But because that is my outright pick. But overall, I think money line side, you got to go with the underdog. JB, what do you think?
I really have not much to add, bro. Physicality, I give to Ardelean. Sometimes it could play out more than we expect in WMMA, or it's just prevalent more in WMMA than it is in male MMA, in my opinion. So if she's not able to get the fight to the ground, that worries me. I never know if she's actually going to try and initiate takedowns, so that worries me. Ardelean, I've seen initiate takedowns. If she doesn't like what's going on the feet, she tries to take her opponents down, and that's where I could see sub maybe from guard for Amanda. I do believe her black belt is legit. I know she trains with Lester Batres Sr. over there at Henzo Gracie, OG of the jiu-jitsu game down here. So I think she's definitely worked on that part of her game. We know she's been in the IBJJF, been in the jiu-jitsu scene for a long time. And, not subbing Shauna Bannon Bannon, Puja Tomar, kind of an indictment, but she never got the fight to the ground. So, interesting. I like violence here. I like, I think Amanda's going to get it done. Yeah, I also think sub.
Yeah. Violence could be a sharp look because I think this over's the most steamed on the entire card. Even steamed more than some fights that I believe more likely to go to a decision. I think it's like minus 500-ish for the over or 400. So, Zara, what is it for the over? Because maybe, the under is sneaky.
Look that up. I just don't think Ardelean's good on the mat. Like, I give her a white belt at most.
Let's see.
Like, she's really bad on the mat.
Damn.
No offense.
That's a big prize.
She's got me blocked on IG, too. That's another thing.
Why?
I think I told her that she shouldn't be. She, made excuses or something, and it was kind of whack to me. And I think I might have said something in her comments that upset her.
Man,
it's just take the L.
Bro, she got 3 million TikTok followers, so she must have a lot of people blocked if she's blocking you. Because
once you see that,
that 3 million, you must get so many stupid fucking comments. I can't believe it.
Jesus Christ, I bet.
I'm talking from a man who has 14K on Twitter, right? So nowhere near the 3 million, but man, the comments I get, Jesus Christ, bro. Sometimes I look at them like, you really live in the same planet as me, you breathe the same air as me. You're allowed to vote. You may have children and affect the generation upcoming. I'm like, Jesus, bro.
You're actually real.
Planet is cool. So 3 million followers, she must get some stupid shit, especially being a woman. People like JB talking shit.
What you got on this one, Czar?
I have a little on Ardelean at 250. I just think it's I agree. Amanda probably better everywhere. She just doesn't really separate. So I don't really get how you get past 200, minus 200, or even maybe 70%, 233. I think she's better everywhere, but I don't think it's a high percentage of a finish. I think it's going to be a low level, kind of close decision. So I think 250 is worth the shot. I think it's going to be kind of close. It's kind of similar to the Pinheiro Tisha Pennington, where it's just how do you get to this price? I don't see her covering it. I could see her finishing her for sure, but I don't think she's going to be smoking her and then subbing her. I think it's just going to be a meme sub,
Yeah, I definitely can see the meme sub as being live. One thing I saw from Alice Ardelean is that, for most of her career, she was doing other jobs and stuff like that. But I think she started to take her UFC career a lot more seriously in the last couple of fights. She spoke about that in one of her interviews. She I know it sounds kind of crazy, but she may be getting a little bit better. She may be getting a little bit better now. She may be improving, and just seems like a fight that's destined to go to decision, a close decision. Although I'm picking Mariani's submission, so it sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah. I was just curious how old she is. She's 33 now, which is
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything we want on this or?
You could write that Ray 80 sub for me, plus 500.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say. I wouldn't even say the under because I don't know how much Ardelean has like finishing. Probably not a lot.
She has like a lot of finishes, but like if you watch her, like against like decent girls, like she's not.
Exactly. That's against bums. Rayani doesn't like. She seems kind of tough. So
yeah.
But yeah, she broke her arm. She's coming back. Did you hear she had to move out of gym, Alice Ardelean, which isn't great. I don't know when though.
Really?
Yeah. She said in an interview that she had to move out of her gym because like guys were hitting on her too much or something like that.
J-Rod. Y'all know about J-Rod?
No. Oh, with B Team?
Yeah, J-Rod.
Oh, I heard. Is it something to do with him being gay or something?
Nah. Basically, he was like taking pictures of girls at the gym, and then he would like go to AI like porn sites and like find like girls that looked similar or something. And he had like a whole album in his phone.
Oh, that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
And he was jaying his rod, so Craig had to kick him out of the gym. That's where we're at.
I just want to make a disclaimer. It's not a good strategy, and I won't be doing it either. It was just for comedic effect, you know.
It was funny. Come on.
Dixon laughing.
Try to start doing them.
As long as I made one person laugh, I can palm it off as a joke.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that though. But man, each to their own, eh? So, yeah, I don't have anything on that one. Maybe
put the sub down.
The under or not even worth it. The sub I thought was better. Probably not even worth it.
I just felt like the equity was all in the sub for the finish, personally.
Yeah. I can't see maybe TKO.
I mean, Ardelean's bad, but like, how much power can a 105 or put into some ground and pound? I guess if you just can't move position, right? But like, I feel like at that point, sometimes she's gonna take the sub. Like, I get, but like, I mean, the number's insane though. Plus 1800, and then you got to think, what's 2-3 KO for a girl who might not have any skills on the mat versus a black belt? Like, yeah, like I get it, bro. But I just think it's.
Do you think Ardelean could get any minutes on top?
She could end up on top, yeah.
I do.
Even if she's a white belt versus a black belt, though.
I think she'd get on top and then maybe get subbed.
She's pretty physical, and like Amanda used to be, like you said, a 105er. So,
yep,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's just a tidy chick.
Definitely not laying 450s on the over, but the under. I mean, you could argue 25%, and there's like some 320s, 330s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a safer play theoretically. But
then she almost in the last 14 minutes. You lost on the safer play.
Yeah.
We can go, bro. We can go.
Okay.
Yes.
I think instead of me going all the time, it's probably better if I switch it up, right? So I'll throw this one to JB.
Yeah, this is my guy, Michael Aswell. Big fan of him. I did bet against him on the Contender Series versus Bogdangrad, but that was a close fight. Let's just be real. You could have gave that one to Michael Aswell. I was not going into the judges' scorecards thinking, like, it just basically played out a 50-50 fight, which is what it was. Oki now, like, I definitely see a lot of advantages for him. I see the power. I see the early, like, athleticism advantage. He's obviously the larger person who had the notice for this fight. But remember, Aswell was training for this. He knew that after that Contender Series fight, he might get the call-up. I honestly thought he was going to get the call-up that day. His losses come to, like, really good competition, in my opinion. Yadier Deval, we just saw what he did in Fury. And to lose against that guy, it's not the end of the world. Oki's having fights with guys who, like Timmy Kawamba, that was a close fight. I could compare Timmy Kawamba, honestly, to Aswell. He was a former 45er, I believe, Kawamba. He's good boxing. You know, Aswell, he's just going to throw out combos, volume, and he's tough and gritty, durable. The way I would like to play this, though, probably if I was going to really, be smart, would be to live bet Aswell after a round. I think, Oki's athleticism early could play a factor. I think he has grappling upside if he decides to use it. Grad was able to get takedowns against Aswell. I don't think he's the best grappler in the world, but I also just don't know what Oki's game plan is going to be, or if he's going to be able to sustain that. Grad shot takedowns, and it still wound up being a close fight. So, yeah, this being short notice, I think, is factoring into the line a little bit too much. I took a stab on Aswell at plus 290. He's like plus 300 on some books now. I think that's fair. This basically for me is just going to be volume in the late rounds for Aswell versus the power shots of Oki. So to me, this plays out a lot closer than the line entails, unless Aswell is getting knocked out in the first round. And I just don't see how you can say he's definitively going to get it knocked out, because I've seen the guy get cracked and he's able to eat these shots and keep pushing. So I'm going to go with Aswell. I like his camp, training with Josh Van. He's only 24 years old still, so even if he winds up losing this one, I think he'll still have a good UFC career ahead of him. But I think this is a winnable fight for him versus Oki.
Nice. Interesting. I might take this. I haven't taped it yet. I didn't even realize before I gave it to you, but good I gave it to you because I haven't even taped this one. But you're making me interested in the dog. I know he's a big underdog, so maybe I'll have to look at it now. Obviously, the fight got made like 24 hours ago or some shit, so I haven't had time to tape it. But yeah, maybe I'll look into it now. I bet on Aswell on his Contender Series fight, so I do like him. Obviously, it was a close fight. So, and I've bet against Oki before, against a fighter moving up a weight class on short notice in Timothy Kawamba, which was a very, 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 very close fight. It was there was no margins in that fight against Kawamba, and I do rate Kawamba, but it's in the same circumstance here. It was an extremely close fight, and Glimbot's saying, Aswell's fairly durable. Can he survive 3 rounds up with Oki? Now, the issue with Oki is that it can be very low volume, and sometimes finishes don't materialize because he just doesn't push any type of pace. Like I said, when he fought Timothy Kawamba, it went to a decision. And Timothy Kawamba got knocked down multiple times, got hurt way more by Almeida, at a weight class below. So just because he's moving up a weight class and it's short notice, I don't think it's instant KO. I could definitely see Aswell survive. I just don't rate Oki overall. But yeah, man, everything basically comes down to the tape that I am going to do on Aswell. But that's, my thoughts outside of the tape, which make me interested to do the tape. So I don't know if you've watched this one, Zar, but you got any opinion?
No, the two like replacements I haven't like taped, but I know like Aswell pretty good. I was watching the Del Val fight, or I was watching that fight for 2 weeks ago. Bro, like you could argue he beat Del Val. Like it was really close. Obviously round 1 he got backpacked, but yeah, I think Aswell's solid. Like he's not like, I don't think he's like elite anywhere, but you could tell he's a dog, like cardio, grit, like volume. He's not the most athletic, and I think that's the biggest thing is Oki's way more athletic, but I don't know if he has that same, like, I don't think he's like a gasser, but he doesn't have that same pace. So I think he needs like big moments, grappling to like cover this line, or maybe like a finish, but I don't know. I don't see him finishing as well. I could see him like hurting him though. So I definitely wouldn't lay. Let me see what the price is. Isn't it like in the 350 or
minus 365?
Yeah, like I'm not laying that, that's for sure. But yeah, I need to watch. I need to go rewatch Oki. So yeah.
Yeah, fuck, man. Kind of.
I know some sharp guys on the other side as well. Yeah, but I think the line's a bit too wide.
Yeah, but they got an earlier line, didn't they?
I would assume so, right?
I think they did. Minus 200.
Let me see what it opened at.
I think it was 160, 185.
Oh, so, I probably would have hit that.
Dude, I'm not trying to, like, maybe I'm crazy, bro, but I think it's going to play out closer. I mean, maybe that's, like, accurate. Unless he finishes him, I think if this fight goes to the scorecards, bro, it's going to be close, bro.
Oh, yeah. But I think he has the finishing upside. For sure. So I think you could argue, like, at least 200 Oki. So I would have hit 185 small, maybe. But 365 is way different.
Yeah, that's with the short notice and everything. But people got to realize he was preparing for a fight against Cameron
Yeah.
Graves, a
In, like
rematch.
June, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he had to know this. Like he had to know this fight was coming. Like not this week. I'm not saying it was going to be this week, but he knew the call was coming.
Yeah.
So
He had a good fight on Contender, and he seems like the type of dude who doesn't like slack off. So he seems like he's always ready.
I'm never gonna lay the big price on Oki in against the fighter who can fight. Like I said, I'm on Timothy Kawamba, man. So if I'm betting on him at plus 160, then I should really be betting on Aswell at plus 300, to be honest, because I don't think anything changed in that fight. Because I thought that fight was very close, so I don't think anything changed in that fight that told me I shouldn't. And then he got subbed by Duncan in a minute, So I don't think anything's happened since the Kawamba fight.
No.
I shouldn't be backing at plus 300 here, unless I just feel like I've overrated Kawamba, which I don't, because I bet him again against that last dude out, Romero, and he looked all right in that fight. So I do feel like I was a little, I was reading them fairly well. Based on everything historically, I should bet as well. So yeah, I'm going to tape it and see. I just remember he's like got great pace for 15 minutes, but I don't really remember how is his durability.
So that's the thing is he gets hit with shots and he's able to take them. Like I think the guy's got a really good chin. Will it hold up against Oki? Like maybe not. And that's the other thing is now you got to think like this guy don't even got to cut weight now. Maybe that makes his chin better. Maybe the power of Oki is more than he's ever felt before. But I think Yadier Deval is a hard hitting 45er. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the guy's got a really good chin, but we got to see.
He's definitely been cracked like pretty bad on the regional scene.
Bro, Grad versus Aswell was one of the best fights of the year, dude. He was taking shots and just walking forward.
Yeah. No, he definitely has crazy heart, but he's been cracked, but I don't think it's like this line is like he's getting finished, which I don't know. I don't think it's that like easy.
I remember it was a war against Bogdan Grad, and I think it was a war because they just got hit a lot, which isn't great. But Oki is not Grad. Grad's also a lunatic who's going to meet you with that crazy pace where Oki won't do that. So, but he doesn't need to. He only needs to hit one. Yeah, just looking now, Bogdan Grad landed 105 strikes, so it's a lot of strikes. He threw 218 and he landed 105, and Bogdan Grad landed 3 of 7 takedowns. So.
Does Aswell not know a sub? Does he not know what a sub is at plus 4,000?
Yo, what the hell?
What? Does this guy not know what a sub is at plus 4,000?
Aswell sub 4,000? Is that real?
I mean, dude, he trains with Daniel Pineda. I mean, the guy's not a retard. Bro, give me Aswell 2-3 sub just for the meme. Like,
does he have any subs?
No, he's got no subs on his record and no subs on his amateur record.
He might not know what a sub is, but I mean, dude, at plus 4,000.
I just don't get how the over 2.5 is minus 150, and then that's the sides. That doesn't make sense. Like I feel like
I like the over personally, but I think you just got to be thinking Oki finishes him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the over at all. It just doesn't make sense with the money line. I feel like because if this is a decision, it's going to be close.
Yeah, that seems strange.
One of those is wrong, and I feel like it's the money line. But I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Well, that's an interesting one, but we don't have to that. JB, you want to do anything or not?
No, I mean, you could write down Aswell if you want, but I don't think I'm going to put it in a parlay.
Might as well just write
write it down.
We just did that, Glenn.
All right.
Shalom. Yeah, you did Joe. 3 weeks. Sorry, mate. I've been betting for 15 years. Guy says he joined 3 weeks and didn't make any money. I'm up 68 units this year. 2020
road UFC. That was damn near 10 units, bro.
10 units last week. I don't know when you joined, bro. Sorry, man. You might not make money if you join for 3 weeks only. I'm sorry, brother. It's the way it works. Yeah. Oh, look at this one. My man Blunt Force giving me a happy birthday and $50. So this Blunt Force is the dude who does all of the graphics for me. So shout out to Blunt Force.
Oh, for real?
game. Yeah, bro, I told you Force does it.
Oh yeah,
He
I
said,
think I saw on Twitter.
chuck this 50 on an extra spicy B-Day parlay for me. All right, bro. At the end, we're going to do the Blunt Force $50 parlay. And then if it hits, we're going to share the spoils on Twitter of a couple of the people who were in this chat. So if you're in this chat now, just comment spoil, and then I'll basically go back on it. And then if this $50 parlay wins, I'm gonna spread it between all of us. How about that? And we can make the parlay together. All Geminis are born natural businessmen. Let's fucking go. Gemini season, Gemini gang. Let's go. All right. Trevor Giles, Andreas Gustafsson, most hilarious fighter ever. This guy, man. Don't want to get in a clinch with this dude. You don't want to let this guy jump on you and throw you to the cage, man, because he's going to hit you with brutal knees, brutal elbows. This guy is a lunatic, bro. He just walks forward like a madman. It's like, I need to get you into the clinch. Throws big. I don't think he's a good fighter, though, and he's 34 years old. When I taped this fight against whoever he fought on Contender Series, I thought it was one of like the lower level fighters. The lower level, I believe it was a main event. I believe it could have been a main event on Contender Series. And I felt like it was one of the lower level Contender Series main events we had. If I'm wrong with the main event, just a lower level fight in general. He ended up impressing because he broke that dude. He got, a finish in the second round, I want to say it was. And then, he got into the UFC, but I don't think he's a good fighter, bro. Gustafsson, I don't think he's a good fighter at all. And I don't know if I said I was going to pass this one off or not, but I might as well finish it now. So, Trevor Giles, I don't know what I said. Trevor Giles, obviously, he's got a lot of advantages in this fight, but fuck, man, just the name Trevor Giles almost triggers me, I almost have trauma because I can never bet. I just feel like you can't bet on Trevor Giles, which is silly because he's got wins. But in my head, it's like it's impossible to bet on him because he will always lose. I don't know why I have that opinion of him, but for some reason, even when I see him win fights, I'm like, but it's still Trevor Giles, he still could lose. So I don't know, man. I feel like skill for skill, he's better. But I just feel like he's going to get hurt in this fight because he gets hurt in so many fights. The thing is, he's getting hurt by really, really good fighters. In his last fight, it was against Mike Malott. He didn't get hurt in that fight. Not really. There was one good shot that Malott landed, and he kind of had to poker face it. But that was a weird fight. I think Malott just wanted to get a win after the Neil Magny fight, so he didn't push any type of pace. But again, I think Trevor Giles had that fight in the bag. In my opinion, if he threw a bit more volume, he could have won the fight. I think that his jab and his boxing was landing, and I think he just let Mike Malott take the fight over by throwing his kicks when he didn't need to do that. I don't always say that because a lot of times people say, oh, you just needed to throw more to win the fight. Well, yeah, if you throw more, then you're opening yourself up for counters. And if you watch the fight, maybe he was getting countered a lot or something like that. So it's not as simple as that. I do feel like in the Mike Malott, Trevor Giles fight, I do think the fight was there for him to get. Because it's not like Malott was timing a beautiful counters. Like when Trevor Giles actually threw, most time he was landing with the jab and the 1-2. So yeah, I felt like he could have won that fight. That's another fight where he just threw, he had it with a winnable fight and he just threw it away. So yeah, I don't know what to think about this one, boys. I've done the research, I've done the tape, and I'm not finding a clear edge. I feel like Giles is going to compete and probably just lose the fight via maybe split decision because he's doing more when they're not against the cage, but he just lets himself get backed up against the cage too much. I was looking to play the under in this one because I was like, Trevin is going to crack him on the feet easily. He's a much better boxer. But then, Gustafsson's a crazy marauder and he's the type of person to make Trevin break. Trevin can kind of break in fights. Even if it's getting clipped hard, he can kind of doubt himself, and as the fight goes on, make some mistakes. I've seen it even in some wins he has, like Preston Parsons. So I feel like Gustafsson's archetype, crazy marauder, good cardio, is going to keep coming forward. That's the type of fighter, the archetype of fighter that could beat Trevor Giles. But skill for skill, I don't think he has the skill to do it. But they will balance themselves out. You may have way less skill, but you're just a fucking dog, and you're just going to win the fight. you know, like Lopes and Volkanovski has a chance to win that fight, Diego Lopes, because he's just a fucking dog. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the fight. I'm hoping some of you guys, you know, maybe can give me some good ideas for bets or something. I wouldn't mind the Gustafsson decision play. I would be interested to know what that is, because I feel like that would be completely thinking outside of the box.
I think it was like plus 380 or something when I checked.
All right, nothing great. I then also like to hear Trevin Giles' decision, but it's funny because I was thinking of under right the entire week. I'm like, I even had it written down to potentially play. But if I think about it more, this fight, you know, like archetype wise, it's an under, but skill wise, it might just go to a decision because Giles doesn't have enough in him to finish, and Gustafsson's not the highest skill level. So, yeah, I don't know, man. JB, what do you think, bro?
Betting on Trevin Giles, you about to take an L. Homie, the only cop I bet on is Manel.
Oh, I like that.
That's a bar right there. That's all I got.
What's up? Oh,
okay. See, it went over your head. It was
American accent, bro. I don't call him Manel Cop, but
what do you say, Cape?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But shout out to
what is it for real? What is it for real though?
True, I get mixed up as well, but I think Cup.
Okay. Yeah, so I got it right. All right, but nah. In all seriousness, I think
it's Cop, bro. You said Cop.
Cap with like KAP is like how it's said. I think.
All right.
There's a good bar though. I think I saw you tweet that. That was nice.
Good bar, solid bar.
I'm gonna make a comeback one day. Nah, for real. I think this is dog or pass though. Just based off of what I know, I don't think I'm gonna take the shot though. Trevin Giles is just kind of dodgy. That last fight pissed me off a little bit. I feel like there was moments where he, like you said, he could have tried to get into the fight, but he just kind of made a business decision to get to the bell. Gustafsson, it's now or never for him. He's making his UFC debut. Something about Gustafsson, even though he's the older fighter here, I feel like he's the younger fighter coming in, just like miles wise. So or a play. I think Gustafsson wins the fight, but betting wise, I think it's dog or pass for me.
Yeah, I feel you. Zar, what do you reckon, brother?
Yeah, nothing like much different from you guys. I just feel like you were saying, James, like Gustafsson's one of those dudes who his style's gonna like force like a fight, and when like there's a dog fight, like Giles, you know, makes mistakes and gets clipped. Like even like the Parsons fight was kind of like a dog fight, like in the clinch, like both guys grappling, like and Parsons isn't a dude who like hits really hard, but Giles got clipped, and I thought he was done in that fight. And I just feel like Giles gets clipped in like almost every fight. He's been finished 6 times. That Malott fight was the first time he didn't get finished in the loss. And like you said, I feel like Malott was just, you know, trying to get a dub, and Giles didn't want to get finished, and just how it goes. I did write down Giles' decision. I think like there's some 400s out there. I think that's kind of nuts. Gustafsson seems like that's his thing, is he's a dog. Like, yeah, he's there to be hit, and he's reckless, but he seems pretty tough. So I'm thinking like Gustafsson 2-3 KO maybe. The combo props weren't out yet, so I can't say like, oh, if I like it or not, because this is a betting show, not like a prediction show. And then Giles' decision. Those are what I'm looking at.
I like your background, bro. What about am I crazy for Gustafsson by sub, bro?
Oh, what's the price?
Like a late sub? That's what I was trying to figure out.
Giles has been subbed a few times.
He's been subbed 3 times. Once by Zach Cummings, once by Gerald Mearshart. All in round 3 too. Is there a way that he just gets paced and like just wants out? Like
for sure.
Super washed. Like doesn't want
900.
I can see either guy getting a sub, honestly.
Yeah, maybe and sub.
And sub. What do you think, James? Is that crazy? A bit wild?
It's definitely wild because I can't see any of these guys like consistently shooting. But I don't know, it could happen. I mean, because maybe he like doesn't shoot, but he wobbles him and then guillotines
back. Yeah.
Guillotines him standing up.
I could see it.
Takes his back. I don't, like it depends on the price because, bro, subs happen, like subs happen off the, off of like KOs a lot,
Yeah, it's not a good price for me. And plus 900, I
I
wanted
would
to
want
flip a bet.
1,000 at least.
Yep, I would want it to like plus 1,200, and that's JB saying that. So
Yeah.
there ain't no value, right?
Yeah.
Gustafsson seems like the type of dude who kind of just goes for the TKO. Like he's like an angry, fucking mean dude. But yeah, Giles, I mean, he's been guillotined. It was like, wasn't it one of the Bomb Fiend bros?
3 times. He's got Zach Cummings, the Bond Theme guy, and Gerald Mearshart.
Like GM3 and Bomb Fiend, it's like, that's
yeah, I understand. I understand. But Zach Cummings, I don't know.
I think they were all club and so.
That's exactly how he goes out,
seems
bro.
pretty Trevin Giles to me, getting club and sub.
I'm pretty sure they was all club and sub. When I'm thinking of them now, I think
I'm positive the Gabriel one was. I'm positive the Gerald one was. And I'm not sure about Zach Cummings.
I didn't watch it.
No, I think the Cummins was one was as well. I think he hurt him badly before that, actually.
Trevin's not a terrible grappler. He just gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Puts himself in bad spots.
That's what I'm saying. I like the late KOs, but yeah, compared to the sub, the KO price is not good.
What is the KO?
It was like 170, like not good.
What's IT? Is it plus money?
Not only that, everybody's on the
130. You can get plus money, yeah.
What's decision? 380, but
yeah,
like plus 340. That's the
I
best.
think Giles' decision is like 400. I think.
Because now we're talking about it, and now I'm like, oh, I feel like he will finish him. Based on what your guys is saying, and then
he gets hurt every fight, and this guy's not gonna let off, bro.
Yeah, and that's why I like talking about it out loud sometimes. Because like we think about all of these. Because even like I said, the times he got subbed, he got hurt. That means he get hurt all the time, bro. Like every single fight. Like even in the submission losses, they're all getting hurt first. So it's like even in his wins, like you said against Parsons, he's still getting hurt, bro. It's like Jesus Christ, this guy gets hurt so much. Is he really gonna not get hurt again against someone like Gustafsson? He probably will get hurt. Like he's probably not gonna go 15 minutes without getting hurt. Just Trevin Giles just doesn't do that. So does he survive getting hurt like against Parsons, or does he get finished getting hurt like against basically every single person he's ever fought?
No, the more I think about it, bro, like the Malott fight is the only one he lost, and like because we talked about it, it was because Malott, wasn't pressing the pace. But like this is a fight where it's gonna be a fight. He's gonna get hurt, and it's like, is he gonna survive? And it's Trevin Giles.
Yeah, and Trevin Giles, like we said, he's a copper, so he's like he still works for the police, man. He's not training all the time. I don't know if he's like fully in this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's definitely not as motivated or as in it as someone like Gustafsson, making his UFC debut. So
and he's 34. Like this is
short notice too, right? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, for Giles, right?
Yeah.
Damn, I like that 2-3 KO. I hope it's decent.
Bro, I would just take the 2-3 if you think it's gonna. I think it could happen in any round though.
I honestly think it could be a like round 1 knockout as well. Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
I think if I can get 190 on the KO, I just like I would play that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because I think it's over 35% that he gets knocked out.
Yeah. Gus says he's coming for this fight. Okay, well, that's a good. That's a good tactic, bro, for someone like Giles. You're just gonna clip him more.
Just like see who's more durable, and we know how that goes.
I mean, betting someone ITD against Trevin Giles is probably never going to be a bad bet. At plus money, sorry, because Mike Malott, that guy was like minus. Crazy, isn't it? That's how MMA is crazy. Like the ITD for Malott was small, like a bad price, and it didn't hit. And then all these other ones that hit, that would have been a better price.
Yeah, it's just weird. Anything we like? Want to write down?
After speaking about it, I honestly don't really like anything.
Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, fuck.
I don't think the ITD's like. I would want like maybe one at least 150, at least.
Yeah, fair enough. And if we want to add it, if we don't have any legs, we can add something, But right now, maybe not.
Yep. Oops. No, that ain't next. Is Kurt Holobaugh's next.
That could be a go. Gus ITD and sprinkle the sub. It seems that that's the way most of us are leaning. But again, could be a weird fight. Giles is a level above in the skill set. Might make it a weird one. So what's this? Jordan Leavitt versus Kurt Holobaugh. This is a funny one. JB, take this one away, bro.
Yeah, I kind of think that Jordan's going to find takedowns here, just due to the fact that I don't think Kurt's good at defending him. He doesn't have very good hips. I think he's going to throw up subs off his back once he gets there, but I think most of the fight's going to be Leavitt squaring off with him. He did a good job against, opponents when he gets the full guard position on top. Every time they try to angle off, get the feet to the hips, he's very good at, keeping the opponent square, landing small shots, and pinning the opponent down. But his price is a little bit wide for somebody who doesn't have the best striking advantage, and Kurt still has the submission threat. So it's interesting, man. I might look to play unders here, violence. I could see Leavitt. I know it sounds kind of crazy. I could see Leavitt hopping on a sub. I could see Leavitt hurting him on the ground. Maybe not a slam KO, but I could see him just, landing good ground and pound. Kurt's pretty durable, though. He has some subs on his record, though, and Leavitt has been put in submission attempts before. I remember Sales got him in a guillotine. He was able to get out. That's Matt Sales. Who else was it? Trey Ogden in round 1 had a deep guillotine. He had to flat back, and then he re-entered on the guillotine. Leavitt was able to survive, but it was a tight guillotine. He got subbed a couple of times recently as well. So it's not impossible that Kurt gets a sub off his back. We saw it against, Austin Hubbard. But likely I think he gets ground out for 15 minutes. Value-wise, though, I think sub at plus 900 for Kurt is probably the only thing I would look to sprinkle on this fight, just because I think there's going to be grappling. I think Leavitt's going to force it, and then that gives chances for Holobaugh to throw up subs. And Hubbard is, we saw he has some grappling in his last fight, so he's not a complete nobody. And Kurt was able to catch him. Lee Hammond as well on the Ultimate Fighter. It was a, back and forth fight, and then Holobaugh just threw it up and got it. So, yeah, that's what I think here. I'd play into the volatility, maybe look for a Kurt sub or just some crazy under, maybe even like Leavitt KO. Big prices, volatile fight, but likely Leavitt by decision, in my opinion. Just boring, puts him on his back. Holobaugh throws up subs, doesn't get him, and loses the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice take, bro. I kind of feel similar as well. I mean, anytime you expect the fight to be in the grappling as much as we do in this one, based on, Leavitt's game plan here, being the much inferior striker, it's never a bad shot to take some submission plays, right? So I don't know what the lines are, but that could be a decent shot. Someone in the chat saying fight ends by submission. Again, could be a decent shot based on the fight constantly being in the grappling for most of the minutes we expect. If it stays on the feet, then I favor Kurt in this fight. I don't think Jordan Leavitt's going to be able to stay on the outside and kick his leg like he did against Trey Ogden, because Kurt's going to crash the pocket. Probably get himself taken down doing that, right? Because he's a bit reckless. But if not, he's going to go to work on the feet, man. And he's going to really, really hurt Jordan Leavitt on the feet. Jordan Leavitt is not a good striker, and he definitely could get hurt on the feet in this one. Fight ends by sub is not showing up at the moment.
I don't think it's a great number because Leavitt by sub was like, what, plus
300?
So, yeah, it's going to be terrible. Where the Holobaugh sub is like plus 950. So that's why I was a little confused.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. This guy's going to throw up subs.
I feel like that's his main win condition, no?
No, I think he could hurt him on the feet for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. I just think that Leavitt's probably going to shoot in that case. And try and get him down.
What is the KO price then? Oh, 525.
Yeah, what is it?
525, 600 for Holobaugh KO.
Yeah, I think that
I could definitely see him hurting him on the feet. I just think Leavitt could be just on top chilling and just get subbed. Like I've seen it multiple times from Holobaugh, and I think Leavitt's been subbed twice. Like 2 of his 3 losses are by sub, I think.
Yeah, Pimblett and the other guy, and like I said,
he's been good grapplers.
Yeah,
Cooper. So
very good, very good. But
Both rear naked chokes, you know. I don't think Kurt's going to be scrambling, taking his back.
Yeah, I think it'd be like a triangle guillotine. I mean, it's not a hot take, but
probably from bottom, yeah. You never know, though, right? Scrambles do happen. If he gets his back, maybe he just has some deficiency defending from the back. But I will say that Chase Hooper and Paddy Pimblett are kind of elite at that position.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Paddy Pimblett made a career on it. You know, he's very, very fast to those chokes specifically. Yeah. So I personally don't have anything on this one. I think it's a bit of a weird fight. I ended up saying Jordan Leavitt via decision, where maybe he gets beat up in one round, you know, and Kurt looks massive favorite because the fight's on the feet. But then in the two other rounds, it's just a Jordan Leavitt control based fight. That's my prediction, but I'm not confident on this fight.
That's what I think. Like, I mean, Holobaugh, you can't trust him to like get up off his back. Like, he's 38 and I don't see any improvements coming. So
yeah,
it's just tough. Like Leavitt, he's gonna stay safe on the feet, try to just kick his leg and run away and then shoot. You know?
Yeah.
I think if it gets like plus 150 on Leavitt decision, I might take it a little bit, and then I don't hate that Holobaugh sub or ITD if it's crazy.
Yeah, what is Leavitt decision like? Plus 140?
I think it was like in the 130, so it's close. I mean, maybe later in the week you get a 160, and I would touch that.
Yeah,
because I mean he like
he
has some finishes, but
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Isn't that Leavitt's win condition here?
I don't see him finishing really.
He's not gonna KO him again like he got that one KO, is he?
No, and like his topology, like he has some finishes, but if you watch the fights, like, bro,
he's harmless. He might slam KO him.
Yeah, like the slam KO, the meme knee KO, like, bro. And Holobaugh, like, I think he's only been finished a couple times. One of them was like Barcelos, I remember, and he's lost a ton of decision. I think he's like 80% of his losses are decision, and he's lost a lot. So,
bro, you like the fight goes the distance minus 130.
And
bro, like, so Jordan Leavitt is minus 245, right? He's minus 250. Jordan Leavitt is minus 250, but his win condition is plus 130. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's why I have Holobaugh finish only written down, and then Leavitt decision written down. That's what I think.
I don't mind. I mean, minus 250 to play, and you can argue it shouldn't be minus 250, but I don't see why the decision is that wider than the. So then, what is submission?
300 for Leavitt. I don't like that at all.
It's flipped, bro. It's literally flipped, bro.
250 on Bet Online.
But Holobaugh is plus 950 to get a sub. So they're saying there's going to be. That's why I like the Holobaugh sub. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
I agree, bro.
Holobaugh sub, sprinkle, some Holobaugh finish only, and some Leavitt decision is what I'm liking.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to write down?
Who subbed this guy? Shane Burgos? Because he hurt him.
Yeah, he armbarred him.
Like, well, all right, bro, that happened. Like, is that going to happen again? That's like kind of a random.
I mean, 7 of his 9 losses are decision, and Leavitt's not very dangerous, dude.
Yeah.
He is 38, though. I think maybe that's why. I don't know.
I honestly like that one, bro.
Yeah.
If he survived against Krajewski, I think he's going to survive Leavitt.
Yeah. The only reason I haven't played the decision yet is because, like, I don't know if I think he's minus 250. If I thought he was minus 250 for sure, I would have already played it.
Yeah, I honestly like the underdog, Kurt Holobaugh, and then Leavitt decision. I like those 2 plus money plays. Because I feel like it could be close. Like I said, Holobaugh kind of fucks him up for one round, and Leavitt just looks really bad and clumsy on the feet, but then he's just able to get his takedowns. I honestly don't give Leavitt that much finishing upside here. I might give Holobaugh more, to be honest.
Yeah, I literally have that written in my notes. Like, it's a pick 'em on the finish only line. So I was like, damn. Like, maybe on a different book. Obviously, it's Bet Online right now. On a different book, you get plus money on Holobaugh finish only. I would smack that.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're giving him more finishing upside clean, but he's like pretty big underdog. And then also Leavitt's submission line is that low. You know what I mean? Like we're giving Leavitt not a lot of finishing upside. We give Holobaugh as the underdog. Holobaugh as a +200 underdog. We're giving him more finishing upside. But Leavitt's submission is +250.
I just think that's the worst price on the board is that sub prop. Like it could happen. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just think it's like maybe double that price or more.
Yeah. I reckon we can write down the Leavitt decision. I mean, I don't know if I'll actually play it, but I mean, it's worth putting down. I also feel like there's some value on Kurt as well, though.
I like the money line for Kurt.
I'll just write stuff down. It's not like we have to play it. I'm just writing stuff down.
Write the sub +950 for me, bro. I'll be right back. I gotta get some more pet.
Yeah, I didn't even see that price. I'll run the numbers on that. I think that sounds pretty big. 950. Well, yeah, he could knock him out, but I think it's closer to 50-50 if he subs or knocks him out if it's a finish by Kurt, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what I want to do with this one.
Yeah.
Brother, your service is overpriced. $150 a month is too much. I'll join for $75.
He's shooting offers, bro.
This guy I've been wanting a deal the whole time. Bro, if you want a deal, you can just ask me. Maybe if you ask nicely, I'll let you in. But you got this is $5, bro. So you've already wasted $5 you could have put towards the membership. But by the way, my membership is underpriced. It's underpriced. You can join for $96 a month. That's MMA bets every single week. And if you do that, it's $24 a week. $24 a week is way less than you spend on coffee. And you don't want to spend it. So I give you all of the plays that you can use to make money. This is a very, very bad mindset. Very, very bad mindset. I know you spend way more on coffee a week. $24 a week. What is that crazy overpriced? $24 a week. If you want to play
every day, no.
By the way, if you want to pay $35 a week for the elite zone, that means you get my full card breakdowns every single week. You get my long shot props in profit every single week. My long shot parlays in profit every single week. Full card breakdowns for every UFC fight and PFL fight, which you can't even get on the internet, and Bellator fight, breakdowns for all of them, and regional scene bets. We just hit Road to UFC last week for 10 units. And access to my group chat. So there's like 100 people in the community, and we all chat to each other about fights on fight night. You get access to all of that for $35 a week, and you want it cheaper? You want it cheaper? Do not join my service. Do not join my service. Just watch my free shit. It's underpriced. You're making me want to overprice. You're making it worse for everyone else because now I want to raise the price. I just said a bunch of stuff. I genuinely feel like that is underpriced. $25 a week for that? That's crazy. James, you're going to have plays for Roland Garros. Yeah, I've already got plays for Roland Garros. We're crushing the tennis. There's a big tennis tournament on Roland Garros. It started on the 25th of May. And yes, we're betting these basically every other day. I have a tennis group as well. We're killing the game, boys. Let's go. Next is Jafar. Oh, by the way, boys, if you do want to join, I've got a max bet next week, a fuck ton of bets this week and next week. Next week's going to be massive. If you want to go to sublaunch.com/lucrative MMA, that's where you can get all of the source and earn money with me. Speaking of money, I feel like there could be one of the sides making me money this week. We've got Jafel Filho taking on Alan Nascimento. This is a very, very good fight. I think both fighters are similar in the fact that they're super dangerous if they get the fight to the ground. And they're not the best strikers on the feet. They're not super comfortable on the feet, but they will throw down and have that dog in them. You know, both fighters are basically the same in that regard. It's just who's going to be able to get their game off? I mean, it's a tough one, right? Who's going to be able to get their game off? I feel like Alan Nascimento's style is a little bit better for a 15-minute game. And what I mean by that is I think he can land his shots on the feet a little bit better. Let me see his height and reach here.
It's pretty much the same, just 1 inch more on Nascimento each side.
Yeah, so Nascimento got 1 inch height advantage and 1 inch reach advantage. Not too much, but still an advantage. And it's an advantage that I see on tape. What I mean by that is he can fight longer better. for example, I like Nascimento's kicks to the body and kicks to the head a lot better than I like Filho's. So I feel like that could be a problem here. I've seen Filho get hurt in so many different fights, and I haven't really seen Alan get hurt too much. I've also seen Filho get finished and submitted in multiple fights, to which I haven't seen that from Nascimento. I think Nascimento's the tougher guy, a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. He's a massive, massive, massive flyweight, one of the biggest in the division. Filho's not small, but yeah, I feel like Nascimento's size, gut, I feel like he's got a bit more grit. Filho's got elite grit, but I think it cancels itself out with how much he gets hurt. He did get submitted by Makayev. He has been submitted by rear naked choke 2 times before. I feel like Alan has a bit more grit inside of him, and I think that will carry him to a win here. I can see a submission from Alan Nascimento. I can't too much see, it feels like Filho here, he needs a bit of a meme, where I feel like Alan can probably take his back with good process and sub him, or maybe dominate 2 rounds from top control. I think Alan can sweep better than Filho can. So if he ends up on bottom, he'll probably be able to sweep him. And I also feel like he can get takedowns just the same. So I feel like Alan has some advantages in most of the realm here, most of the realms of the fight. So I'm going to go with Alan. One thing I will say, though, is he has been on a layoff, right? So he's been on a layoff for multiple years now. So is he going to return the fighter he once was? I don't know. JB, what do you think?
Yeah, I like violence here personally. The layoff sketches me out for Nascimento, but I do think, technically speaking, on the feet, people underrate him. I think, I heard a lot of breakdowns where people are saying Filho is just going to dominate if this fight stays standing, which I get their sentiment, but I don't agree with it. I think Nascimento's clean. We've seen in fights before, like the Paiva fight, he's able to, stay long. Like you said, I think Filho is going to have a tough time getting to him on the feet. For me personally, this is just is the layoff going to affect Nascimento? I think he could take his back early round 1, backpack him, maybe even win 2 of the 3 rounds like that, or submit him. And honestly, I think he could hurt him on the feet too. Like you said, Filho's been hurt multiple times. Like I said, I think the underrated striking of Nascimento, he's a huge 25er. I want to see him on the scales for sure. But can this guy not hurt somebody on the feet like Filho, who's been hurt before? And we're talking about, what's the number on KO? I saw it and I wrote it down because I thought it was ridiculous.
Let's see. Oops.
I know the guy's only got 1 KO in his career, but he doesn't have that many fights in general. And a lot of these fights have been just only playing out in the grappling realm. And sometimes we see these fights where it's 2 grapplers, right? Play out on the feet.
1,300.
Plus 13, what is it? Is that the best you could get?
No, that's bet online, so you can definitely get better. 1,400. What is this?
Yeah. Well, yeah. 1,400 on
I'll
one.
bet 1,475.
Yeah. Plus
Holy.
1,300, I think is worth a sprinkle, bro.
Yeah.
Ground and pound too. Could be ground and pound.
Hard to argue with, bro.
I might like the submission a bit better.
Yeah, that's way more likely.
The sub is pretty much the ITD. I played the ITD just because I think the KO is possible.
Yeah, definitely. He gets hurt a lot. I just feel like it'll probably be a club and sub. But
at least. I mean, if you look at Nascimento's record, it's 75% subs and a couple decisions.
He spams the subs though, man. He spams them. If he gets you hurt, he'll instantly go in for a takedown, try and submit you, or just jump on your neck.
Yeah. I think he could steam him round 1, just be better at jiu-jitsu and sub him too. It could be that simple.
Yeah, I don't know. Filho, he has heart and he's gritty, but he's not. That's the difference. You can be durable, you can be kind of fragile, not durable, but still have heart and grit. And I feel like Filho gets hurt, but he grits it out sometimes. And Nascimento is gritty and durable. So I think it's a pretty big finishing upside for Nascimento, even if, Filho maybe has a little bit more power. But if someone's getting subbed, I feel like it's Filho.
Definitely.
Yeah, same. Yeah. But man, I feel like
plus 470 for the sub.
People are playing Filho, so
yeah.
Yeah, the line's moving back. It was 170 for a couple of days.
So I want to respect the line a bit, just because I feel like Nascimento should be a bigger favorite, but at the same time, I feel like I might be missing something here because I don't know why he isn't. Is it the layoff?
It's the layoff, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because skill-wise, he just looks a bit of a step below. He's fucking got crazy heart and very dangerous, though. I mean, I guess he can submit anyone, but I just don't see Nascimento getting submitted, bro.
He's super dangerous, but I feel like if someone's like on top consistently or in better positions, I feel like it's Nascimento, and I feel like he's more likely to get a sub.
Yeah. Yeah, I might play it.
On the film, I've seen he likes to give up his back a lot, too. And versus a guy like Nascimento, versus Makayev, you may be able to get away with it like a couple times, right? Might not get backpacked until the third round, but Nascimento, he's quick with that shit, bro. He'll wrap it up. And I think people are low on Carlos Hernandez because we just saw him get subbed. So people in their mind are like, this guy's terrible. But he kind of just went out there.
He got hurt, though, to the body bad. Like, he hit it, but Carlos got hurt to the body bad.
Right. That he's just a bub, though, on the bat. Nascimento's subversive doesn't mean anything in the eyes of the market, which I disagree. Yeah. Bro, he came out there and just subbed him, like, ASAP. It's not easy to do.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see a rear naked choke. Nascimento. I think his ITD should be like, I think it's 25%, like, at worst. And there's some, like, 325, so I played a little bit of that. Like, I like Nascimento.
Bet. Let's go. What we write down?
I'm down to write down Nascimento.
If you guys are just lying in the chat, then I will kick you, man.
What happened?
I don't know. Someone joined for 3 weeks, said he didn't win any money, so now he's super upset. And then people lying in the replies. Boys, I don't know why I have to do this, but apparently I have to do this. I have one of the best MMA records on the entire planet. I can't do much more than that. We're not going to win every single week. Unfortunately, we don't win every single weekend I've ever bet in my life. But yeah, I have one of the best records on the planet, on the entire planet of MMA. So if you want to see my record, you can go to sublaunch.com/lucrative MMA, sign up there, make cash, and see for yourself.
I don't think people understand, like, the best gamblers in the world have losing weeks all the time, losing months all the time, even losing quarters. Like, it's a marathon, bro. It's not a get rich quick.
I know people. It's funny because there's some bunch of people outside my gaff now looking through my window. It's funny because most people, will just never understand the reality of sports betting. They think you can win every single week. But, bro, if we could win every single week with clicking our fingers, I probably would be a billionaire somewhere.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. I'd be freaking offline. Like, you wouldn't see me.
You wouldn't see me here. I'll tell you that now, man. Yeah. But we do our best.
Yeah.
But it's not every single week.
Yeah, bro. Got to keep it positive, bro. Just got to keep it pushing. And we're going to we just hit a 14-1 and a fucking so I don't even know what the fuck this guy's talking about 3 weeks in a row.
I just won 10 units last week on Road to UFC.
Yeah, that's why it's like, what? Last week is 10 units clean. Like,
yeah, 10 units, 0.6 profit on the UFC before that. Not big, but it's not negative. But the truth is, bro, most cannot do with gambling. Most won't be able to like make it in gambling. It is what it is. That is the fact of life.
Yep.
All right, bro. We wrote down Nascimento sub plus 470 because I like that.
I have the money line as well, just because we have to start making some money lines.
Yeah, definitely put the money line.
What is this?
Plus 470 on FanDuel, bro.
Bet.
Give me that. He's gonna sub him in round 1 too. Calling it right now. Plus 1,000.
Wow.
Shout out everyone showing love in the chat.
We're
here again, the Parlay Madness gang. We smashed it last week. Hopefully we can smash it again this week. We got a beat of 14-1.
What do you mean we're gonna smash it again this week, James? We're gonna smash it again.
I'm not that confident.
Come on, baby. I am that confident.
Yeah,
you gotta be confident every week. Don't let it go to your head though. But you gotta have confidence that it's gonna go your way, Yeah.
You have to almost be delusional.
Have to, bro. How do you think we're here?
All right. So what's the next one, brother?
We got Reese versus Todorovic, bro. whew, that would get greasy, bro.
Greasy card.
Yeah. Zachary versus Dusko. Boys, this one is an ugly one. You know, I was thinking of putting the under into like a parlay. But bro, I can't do it, man. It's too juice, and it's like I got a weird feeling about it. Because the thing is, if Zach don't KO him in round 1, this shit could go late. Like, why could Zach not gas out? Why could Dusko not get top position? What, is anyone interested in the Dusko round 3 decision? I don't know. I was thinking like, there's no way this fight goes to a decision because you see Dusko, this guy's always getting finished. Even finishes himself with his knee and stuff like that in the Chris Duncan fight. So ugly fight. I guess I'll go with Zach Reese KO in round 1 because I feel like Zach has big upside to hurt him in round 1. And like I always say, I said on my stream yesterday, I feel like Dusko has big upside to hurt him in round 3 because I think the gas tank, I think Dusko's got a better gas and just more experience, and like he has taken people down like the Quan Townsend and done work from top before, so he knows what it is. Reese likes to be on his back, etc., etc. But round 1 comes first, and if you have to go through round 1 someone like Dusko with a poor chin, I don't know if you're going to be able to do it against someone like Reese, who's very explosive and hits very hard. He has a lot of knockouts sub 30, 40, 50 seconds. So the guy's very explosive. I'll pick Zachary Reese KO 1 because it's like the easiest pick, but I'm not 100% sure.
I got to go contrarian on this one, bro. I don't trust Zachary Reese, man. I think he's got, he goes for these meme subs. Not meme subs, but he goes for a lot of subs off his back. He's very reliant on his jiu-jitsu. On the feet, yeah, I give him the advantage early, but who's to say Dusko can't take him down in the first round? I don't think Zachary Reese has good takedown defense. He doesn't have the hips to stuff people's takedowns. He winds up on his back, and then from there, he likes to throw up subs. I think Dusko could, make a game plan out of that, and if he doesn't get subbed, he'll be able to get out of it. The worry is he has put his head in some really bad spots before, I've seen in the grappling. One time, especially versus Maki Patolo, I believe Chidi and Jaquani almost hit him with the Anaconda choke, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of crazy because that's Chidi and Jaquani. So Reese definitely knows a sub, bro. But that is, like, being said, it's all subs off his back. I think Todorovic, was able to get out of a lot of those subs. So his worry is his chin on the feet early. If Reese doesn't KO him, bro, I don't know, man. I think Dusko could top time him. I like Dusko decision plus 1,000. I like Dusko money line plus 200. I think he could hurt Reese late. I just don't trust Zachary Reese at this price whatsoever.
Yeah. I feel you, man.
He's done nothing. He lost to Cody Brundage. He lost to that Bukov knockout was terrible, bro. He just got absolutely elbowed into oblivion, and now he's coming back really soon after that. He's only got 10 fights. Most of those are under a minute. His only 15-minute fight is against Medina, where he faced basically a heavy bag and still didn't get the finish. But Medina's tough, but even in that fight, it just couldn't finish the sub there against Medina. He's going to go out there and sub this guy? I don't think so. It's got to be a KO 1. And I think past that, he'll probably tire out because he's going to actually have to face resistance from Dusko. It's not like Jose Medina, right? And this is a good point. My guy, Couch Warrior, brought up earlier in the week. Like, how is his cardio if it goes past a round versus somebody that's actually trying to fight back? Like, we don't know. And both these guys, in my opinion, maybe not chinny, but I think, Reese got a dodgy chin. It's like weird things happen in his fights and he gets put out. Dusko, same thing. I don't think it's going to, like, I think maybe they get hit early. It's a problem, but round 2 and 3, I don't know. I don't know if the finishing upside is going to be there for Reese. And I don't know if he just decides to play off his back. I like those two plays, man.
Bro, I don't think Dusko has that much of a bad chin. And I know it sounds crazy because he's been finished so much. But I actually watched the finishes, right? And, bro, a lot of the time, he's getting hurt and he's trying to fight on a lot of the time. He's not just getting put out and he's done. Like, he pushes through, bro. The Punahele Soriano one, which is like the first time we saw it. Bro, that guy had showed a lot of heart in that fucking fight, man. He got cracked bad and somehow survived from a heavy puncher in Punahele Soriano. And yeah, eventually he got knocked out, but that's just because the guy doesn't move his head. But it wasn't because it wasn't because he had poor durability. You know, I don't think so. It was just because he took too many shots, you know, and he got dropped too much. Another one was Chris Duncan, right? Nothing happened, man. You know what I mean? His knee just blew out very randomly, very randomly. Mansour Abdul Malik. That was kind of poor because, you know, it's like every time Mansour hit him, he kind of got hurt. But he still got hurt like a minute or two before he got finished. He got hurt very early in the fight and was able to like push through a little bit. Gregory Rodriguez fight, he went to a decision with him. He takes a lot of punishment. He goes to a decision. Jordan Wright fight. Jordan Wright's going like a madman in round 1. Again, weathers the storm, gets a finish in round 2. The only one that I look at and is like, that's pretty dodgy is Chidi, because it was like a single shot. But at the same time, it was a fucking elbow in close. It was like kind of like an insane shot, you know? So I don't know, bro. I don't think Dusko has like this terrible chin. I do think Reese can knock him out though, for sure, early. So yeah, I don't even know how much. Like, I feel like Reese could have a worse chin than Dusko, which is kind of crazy, right? I might be wrong, but I might be right.
Yeah.
So Dusko's tempted. Czar, I don't know, bro. Can you guys tell me if I'm crazy? Like, Dusko is tempting at plus 200.
I mean, I'm definitely not laying Reese. Do you mind? I want to shout out Pepe Silvia, another really sharp dude. You guys should follow him on Twitter. He's spitting some facts in the comments right now because I know he, you know, used to sell picks or does sell picks. It's at such a disadvantage versus just like people like me who, you know, I don't sell picks. I just bet. Like, I can bet whenever I want. And it's like, I don't have to wait for widely available lines like James does, Pepe. You know, it's such a huge disadvantage. So they have an insane record and they're waiting for widely available lines. So you have to think about that. And like, it's also the mental thing. Like I struggle like losing streaks, just my own stuff. Imagine if you have other people paying you for your stuff. Like, that's a huge mental burden to have. So I think we need to chill and like really think about when we're talking shit. Like, these guys have insane records and they're waiting for widely available lines. So I think Pepe's spitting facts in the chat. But yeah, for this fight, I don't know. I definitely am not laying Reese. That round 3 decision, Dusko, I don't hate that. But I think round 1 is going to be tough for Dusko. But if he can make it out of that, this line's going to look stupid, I think.
Yeah. Not filling me with confidence to play Dusko, but I still do want to do it. JB, yeah. You're on the same side. Like, will you play him, or you just think there's value?
I don't know. I'm thinking about taking the round 3 decision, but if I do that, then I have to take the money line, right? Like,
you probably do, man, because who knows that? I mean, Cody Brundage finished him in round 1.
Yeah, I bet that too. I bet round 1.
So did I. Is Dusko any worse than Cody Brundage?
No. Yeah. So I have to take the money line also. I'll probably wind up getting to it. I'm going to wait and see. I think more money will come in on Reese.
I think if Dusko wins, it doesn't have to be in round 3 or decision. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he's going to win the fight, like, he could win it in round 2, late round 2. He could win it in round 1, just knock Reese out.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. We'll see, boys. We think there's value on Dusko, but we don't really know if we're going to play it. It's a bit of a shit show.
I could see Reese just like, I don't know, getting on top. Also, like, Dusko's defensive grappling is not good. He's well-rounded, but his defense is terrible everywhere. Standing, takedown defense. Like, I don't know. I don't have a good read.
He'll roll for leg locks and just get himself pounded out and stuff. Yeah. Dusko's a bit of an idiot at times.
It almost happened versus Jordan Wright.
Yeah, that was really bad.
He does it multiple times. Yeah. Anytime he gets in a grappling scenario, on the bottom, he tries to roll for the leg, which, I mean, I don't think he's a great leg lock artist, you know. So
no, it was terrible. He was about to get his head freaking blasted in the. I was watching that, like, what are you doing, bro?
He did it against Mansour Abdul Malik, and he did get his head blasted.
Yeah,
the KO basically came off of him rolling for a leg lock. Yeah. Like, part of the reason,
Yeah.
he got fucked up. But like part of the reason was because he kept rolling for a leg lock and getting his head punched. I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like, don't want to roll for a leg lock against someone named Mansour Abdul Malik. It's probably that. Like, I would not roll for a leg lock on him if I was blindfolded and didn't know who I was fighting. Like blindfolded jiu-jitsu. Like, I'm like, this cunt definitely is just gonna smash my face if I try and do any leg lock on some Mansour Abdul Malik, and the guy's rolling for leg locks, just getting punched on the bottom and then rolling for the leg again. I'm like, bro, get a fucking different game plan because this one's not gonna work for you. So there's a fight IQ issue there as well. Low level fight in general. Maybe that's why.
Those big, like he has giant legs. You're trying to leg lock him, bro.
Yeah, crazy, bro. And so much power, man. His
Yeah.
ground pound is insane. He can generate so much power from like, in close.
Yeah. On the Contender Series, he like put that guy through the mat. Like, how do you watch that fight and roll leg locks?
Yeah, I know. Crazy. He's not.
Yeah, how else does he win?
He's not even a good fighter, bro. Mansour, like, he just finishes fighters like inside of the clinch and shit because he's so powerful, or from top position, or he trips them up and just punches them. Like, it's like the worst game plan, really. But Mansour's a bit of a problem because he's also super long and he kind of uses it as well. And he's so athletic and shit. He's just a hard guy to fight, bro. Just a freak athlete, So Dusko was probably fucked either way, but definitely that way he was fucked. So yeah. Well, I still might bet him, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he was like 250 earlier. That's like I would have played that for sure.
Yeah, there's some ugly underdogs on this card that I kind of want to play, but I don't know if I should be playing all of these motherfuckers, man. Like, I feel like you could argue there's value on most of the underdogs this card. Like Ardelean, Aswell, Trevin Giles, maybe not, but even that's an argument of plus 140. Holobaugh, right? Nascimento and Filho, I personally don't think that, but I think that's the first one where it's like, no. Dusko Todorovic, and that's it. We haven't gone further than that. So basically, all of the fights, we're saying there could be value on the underdog here. It's a bit of an ugly card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like just pick. Like, I think a lot of the spots are dog or pass, but you just kind of gotta like see where the true edge is.
You gotta pick your dogs, man, because it's probably only going to be 3 or 4 winning. It's not going to be 12 winning. So you gotta pick your dogs wisely.
Yeah. Do we want anything on that one?
You could probably write Dusko Moneyline. I mean,
yeah,
just so we know. I don't know if I'll use it, but yeah.
Okay. All right, next one.
Yeah, this is also true. Yeah, and I got nothing to say about this one. I personally think Chiasson's going to win the fight based on, in my opinion, career trajectory, in my opinion, career improvements. And that's really what's going to win the fight. I think on the feet, they're fairly close to each other. I think both fighters could have moments at times. I think on the ground, both fighters could have moments at times. I think both fighters will probably try and implement some type of grappling, some type of clinch fest, some type of takedowns. And I think overall, Chiasson is probably going to end up on top in those positions. I think both fighters make mistakes in the grappling, but I think Chiasson is like strong and big enough to where she is able to get her takedowns more often than Ketlin. And overall, that's what wins her the fight, top position, minutes on top. I think she wins like a 29-28. I don't think it's a good fight at all. I feel like Chiasson wins round 1 and 2 and loses round 3, but still wins the fight. So, yeah, I don't have much to say. No edge, in my opinion. JB?
Yeah, I don't even want to waste time on this one, bro. I literally just don't even want to waste time on it. I don't have an edge on this fight. If I was going to bet anything, like, I think it's a 50-50 fight. So Vieira plus 105, like, to be contrarian, I'll take her.
Yeah. Zal?
I actually, I think I slightly favor Ketlin. So when the money came in, obviously it's scary doing this, but I think any plus money on Ketlin is decent. I have her as a slight favorite just because I feel like Chiasson's kind of, they're both kind of use their physicality, size, and are bullies, but I do think Vieira is still a little bit more physical and I feel like she's less hittable. I don't know about the durability. I think Chiasson's been finished a couple of times. Vieira's been, got slept by Aldana. But I just feel like she might be a little bit more durable. She's less hittable. Yeah, she throws less volume than Chiasson, but I think she's more physical, less hittable. And I know MMA math doesn't work, but like in the she showed like she's on the same level as those Pennington. Pennington, like I thought she won that fight versus Pennington, honestly. Yeah, so I have her as slight favorite. So I think any plus money is okay. So I have a small bet on Vieira.
Yeah. Okay. So a bit of disagreement there, but nothing crazy.
Yeah,
that's good. It's good to hear the other side. Like I said, close fight for me. Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to go against you on a fight like this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So I won't write it down. What's based on decision? It's gonna be so bad.
I think it was really bad.
Both fighters to win by hers is like plus 125. It's not even worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Let me see. How close? Plus 125.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty bad, bro. If anything, I lean into the fight doesn't go the distance. Like those numbers. Both girls.
Yeah, like Chiasson's been finishing 2 or 3 losses, but one of them, obviously Pennington subbed her, and then one of them was that like meme axe kick to the liver from bottom, like never gonna happen again.
I bet on her there, bro. That was so fucked.
Oh, that's fucked. She was cooking. Yeah. All right, next one or
yeah. This guy still wants a deal to my betting side.
I thought he got banned. How is he still in here?
No, I didn't ban him. I just put him in timeout, bro.
Oh, timeout.
Oh my god.
I thought he was lying.
Put him in the corner like a toddler.
Should I? No, because I think he's a good guy. He just a little bit
doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, I understand. He lost. Sorry that he lost for those 3 weeks. I mean, even if you even did, but it's a lot of game, bro. I'll do my best. Do my best, bro. But 3 weeks is tough, man. Can't guarantee wins. You reckon I should give him a promo?
Definitely. You should watch Parlay.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like he's going to stick around. I mean, 3 weeks is nothing.
Yeah, I know.
And honestly, and you won like 9-10 units last week, so like that doesn't even make sense.
One of them ones that he'll ask for a refund if he doesn't win.
Yeah,
just more hassle.
Pepe Catlin, so end by split is facts.
Yeah. I know you guys are saying like I'm more lean to the under. Honestly, I think I might like Macy decision better than Macy money line. I know it sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Minus 125 versus plus 125.
It's bigger it's a bigger gap than you think, bro.
It's about 10%, right?
Yeah, like the implied though, it's like they're like giving like a finish like a non-0%, of her win equity. Like it's not like it's minus 125 plus 100.
No, I mean minus 125 to plus 125 is about 10% implied probability, which I would say is fair, Yeah,
and then of her win, so that means they have a finish as 20% of her win equity because she's 50% to win, and I feel like it's lower than that, low key. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think I probably like the decision better.
And you could probably find something good like closer to 150 later.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you're yeah, definitely. I could probably get a solid 145, 150 or some shit.
If I can, find like a 180, 19, like a 180 on Catlin decision, I might put a little on that, but I don't know. I probably should have just not bet on this fight, bro, honestly.
Yeah, bro. But fuck it, man. It'll make it fun because it was definitely going to be boring without.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Good piss break. What up, G?
Gang.
Gang. What up?
My man, Dravi.
Yep.
All right. What we got? Oh, Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopes.
Sure.
All right. Well, I've always bet on Dustin Jacoby, since he was fighting in the UFC a long time ago. I think he's a good fighter, solid striker, a lot higher level striker than most fighters in that mid to lower echelon of the division that he was used to fighting for a lot of his career outside of the last 3 to 4 years. He started to take a step up in competition now. taking on people like Cutelaba and Petrino and stuff like that. But I feel like when he fights someone like Bruno Lopes, he outclasses them. He wins. He's a higher level fighter. I do think that it's still Dustin Jacoby, and you can't trust him. There's been multiple fights where he's made some either poor decisions or let fights run away without him, or get wobbled and get hurt in fights that he's winning, like the Alonzo Menafield fight. So, it's tough for me to get behind him at like a minus 190 price tag or so. But at the same time, you could probably argue with me that he's 70%. So like there may be value on it, but I don't think anything above that. And honestly, I wouldn't bet him in this fight. The thing about Bruno Lopes is he does carry some power, right? He does throw heavy. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that he gets hurt. I mean, Dustin gets hurt by a lot of people, even in fights that he wins and even in fights that he goes to a decision in, he still does get hurt a lot. And, I could see a world in which Bruno Lopes maybe grapples him a little bit, clinches him a little bit, kind of does the Grisham game plan, to where Grisham had an argument to potentially win that fight against Jacoby. It's a unanimous decision for Jacoby, but, you could argue that Grisham, won the fight. And I feel like Grisham and Lopes have some similar traits that, he could employ here to make a bit of a tough fight for Jacoby. But overall, I feel like the speed difference will be huge here. You see Bruno Lopes get hit and hurt by a lot of people with straight shots down the middle. And I feel like Jacoby fits the bill there. And so he could land some good 1-2s and honestly get another KO. I would be looking more to whatever's higher, decision or KO. Decision is actually a better price than KO. So I wouldn't mind that, because I still do think Dustin Jacoby is a decision fighter overall. I know we have Vitor Petrino knockout in our minds last time out. We also have the weird fights against Kennedy and Zechiku and Darton Young. But outside of that, the guy is really a decision fight. He's going to decision with a lot of fighters, and even in losses, he's losing decisions. And some of those losses he could have won. So like they could have been decision wins. So I still think he's a decision fighter. I don't think Bruno Lopes is I don't think he's going to quit on himself. He just may get hurt and knocked out, right? I do think he's got good recoverability, and I think he's got good heart. I think he's going to push on. But obviously we've seen him knocked out already, and maybe we could see him knocked out again. Overall, I think Jacoby's the side, I guess. But I don't really, again, it's another fight where I don't really want to bet on it. But JB, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Bruno Lopes is going to have to grapple, get on top here, but it's going to be hard. Jacoby's shown he can get back to the feet, but maybe against, as he gets older, against guys who can control a little bit better, it could be a problem, but I generally think he's going to be able to defend takedowns here. I think he's going to be able to be the better kickboxer on the outside. I think he's going to land low kicks hard against Lopes. As the fight goes on and progresses, I think Jacoby could start to make better reads, and Lopes' power, I think, could start to win as the fight goes on as well. So, yeah, Jacoby late finish or decision for me. If he's who I think he is, I think he gets the finish. But if not, I think it'll be a close fight.
Yeah, fair enough. If Lopes was a little bit more durable, like if I'd seen him hurt a little bit less, I'd probably bet Jacoby decision here, because I think it could be a sneaky one. I mean, it's like one of the first time in his career where Jacoby's KO is lower than his decision line. It basically never happens. Jacoby's decision is always way more likely than his KO. So I do feel like there's hype driven into this KO line because of the brutal and viral Vitor Petrino KO. Vitor Petrino's lights shut off immediately after being touched by that hand. And when that happens, a lot of times shit goes viral because he's switched off. It's a brutal KO, right? It did go viral, so I feel like it might be driving a line here. Doesn't mean to say that Bruno Lopes, who gets rocked a lot, isn't going to get knocked out again, though. So maybe it is sharp. I personally think maybe lean onto the hype side, but yeah. Zar, what do you think about this one, bro?
Pretty similar to you. I'd think it's 50-50 if he knocks him out or decision, but honestly, I'm kind of leaning maybe 55-45 to the knockout, just because, Lopes is really slow and his chin doesn't seem the best. Jacoby's getting older, but he's still I think he's going to be a lot faster in this fight. And I could see him I think he's definitely going to hurt Lopes, but Lopes, it's not a heart problem. It's more of a durability problem. Yeah. And Lopes, he's not going to quit. He's going to, keep trying to grind him out. if I could get like 200 on the KO, maybe I'd do it. And if I could get like 250 on the decision, maybe I'd do it. I'm just not super confident that, I have Jacoby minus 200 here. Like maybe it's like, a minus 150. So that's why I haven't played anything yet. Lopes decision, I think it was in the 400 range. I don't hate it. But yeah, I just don't have a great read. Like, obviously, I'm just going off the line for my probabilities, but I'm not like super confident in it. It could easily be, instead of minus 200, Jacoby could easily be minus 150. So I don't know.
Draw plus 6,600. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, the Holobaugh fight all over again, right? I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Lopes hurts Jacoby in this fight as well,
No, definitely not.
He's about to be 38. I'm pretty sure he turns 38 next week.
Bro, I have
Gemini
about that Menafield fight.
gang shit.
Hey, I was about to say, that's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I can see that, bro. I can see Lopes swings fucking hard. And the good thing about Lopes is he actually has a lot of different strikes up close. Like he will grind on you and hit you with really good elbows in close in the clinch. I've seen that throughout his entire career. Like he puts the pressure on and then he's hurting you up against the cage with straight shots, but also with elbows and shit. And he goes to the body as well in the clinch and he makes it ugly. And man, one of those shots could catch Jacoby off guard. Like stylistically, I think he's got some skills to like make it a tough, grindy fight for Jacoby, which he's good in, but he can also lose in. He wants a clean fight outside, which Lopes doesn't really like to give people. But it does feel like at some point he's going to walk onto something big, right? And Jacoby has fought better guys who want to grind him out, like Holobaugh and stuff like that. And he's fought decent against them. So it's a tough one, man. Like I would never bet Jacoby at chalk. I'll tell you that. But I wouldn't bet Lopes here either, probably.
Yeah. Like I get 60% Jacoby or like 70%. So like kind of unbettable on the sides.
Basically.
But Lopes, like, I know he like retired for a couple of years or whatever, and like this is his second fight in the UFC, but he's like a vet. Like he knows what he's doing, he knows what he wants to do. Like he seems calm in there, pressure, like smart pressure. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good one, bro.
Make it close.
Yeah, it could just be accurate minus 200, But like it's another one, right? It's another one where it's like, fuck, man, this is not really giving us much. We don't really like any money line side. Even the props are not amazing. It's like we don't feel like we have a big edge on it. It's like Macy Chiasson fight all over again. It's the Dusko fight all over again. It's like Alice Ardelean. Like it's a lot of fights on this card where, again, man, it's a bit of a rough card.
Couldn't they just made UFC 316 this week for your birthday, bro?
Yeah, that would be good, bro. But
come on, man. But bro, Peter Yan and Marcus McGee odds came out. Marcus McGee was plus 400. He's plus 375 now.
Wow, that's a big price.
Where's that?
Bet online.
The limit's gonna be like $250.
I'm just saying, it's just open.
Yeah, you're gonna put 250 on it. It's gonna go from plus 400 to plus 120.
Yeah, well, it's plus 400. 2 minutes ago, it just got the plus 375.
Yeah, it'll be plus 120 in like 4 minutes, and then someone will bet $50 on the other side and go plus 200 again.
I was about to put $25 on it.
You don't want to move the line by $4, bro. Don't put that much on.
I feel like for this fight though, like we've been leaning dogs. Like I kind of do lean like more towards Jacoby though. Like
like if you was gonna bet it, you'd lay Jacoby.
Going to my head, I'd bet Jacoby or try and sweat it out.
Yeah. I can see it. Maybe it's just a levels fight.
Yeah. Nothing for this one, right?
I don't have anything personally.
Yeah, same.
It's just too much. Like I could see it going too many ways.
Like I said, I feel like the decision, and Pepe said it here. I feel like the decision should be lower than the. What is it? Okay,
210, 215.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 250. That's solid.
250 is solid. And then FanDuel. What is the KO?
It's like under 200. 170, 180.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like
difference.
I just wish I got a little bit higher for the decision.
Yeah.
But that would be sharp though. Fading Jacoby decision KO, which is the most likely outcome according to the books. Like betting on his decision line after he just knocked out Petrino at plus 250 would be kind of sharp.
He's
Yeah.
basically a point fighter.
Yeah, he is, bro.
But I think like it's
Kennedy.
also because like Lopes got slept on the Contender Series as like a minus 700 favorite by Ribeiro.
That's the worry. Yeah, that's the worry for sure.
They got bad on the regionals as well, man. So that was let me see.
Like I think he's gonna get hurt. But
it might have been against the fight where he run via arm triangle in round 2.
yeah, I'd way rather play decision 250 than KO 165 though.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Easily.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Tough fight to bet for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another tough one. I don't think put anything.
All right.
Yeah, rough card. We're on the main one though. Oh, Billy Ray, great. Oh my God, another amazing fight.
This is a great fight, but it's like it's a fun fight, but it's like a tough one to bet. So I feel like Goff will finish him in 2-3, which could be a play. You know, you could play Goff 2-3. We don't have a lot of 2-3s this week, so that could be one. It seems like, you know, if Ramirez doesn't get his round 1 submission, then he should probably get beat, right? But he's also very tough, so maybe he lasts to decision. You know, at the end of the day, he's only been stopped once, and that was a doctor stoppage. You know, it shouldn't. You know, arguably it could have. It was very random stop, right? Like if his ear wasn't falling off, his ear was off the fucking the head. If his ear wasn't detached, it would have went to a decision. So he's definitely tough. But I don't think he's fought anyone that brings the pace that Billy Ray Goff will. You know, the closest is probably Court McGee, and that motherfucker was old as fuck. You know, so it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. I've seen the fight Billy Ray Goff versus Sumpter on the regional scene. And basically, he gets taken down, dominated from top position against a fighter who's similar to Ramirez in that he goes for his takedown straight to the back, mounts him, takes his back, dominates him. Billy Ray Goff ends up putting it on him in round 2 and round 3 heavy. But Ramirez Brahimaj is probably round 1 or bust, you know? Like if he doesn't get his... I do think he can put Billy in trouble, though. I honestly think he could put him in trouble. So, yeah. That's all I think. Goff 2-3. Ramirez round 1 sub is like 14-1, which is not a bad shot because we've seen Goff in trouble there before. Ramirez is strong in round 1, man. So yeah, maybe Ramirez round 1 sub, and then, or maybe even round 1, and then Goff 2-3, and then it goes to a decision in a war. But yeah, that's the way I see it. JB,
Goff pack, brother. And I remember I had the craziest argument. I mean, it's probably going to be Goff, right? But I just think that in the first round, I'm not going to bet Ramirez money line. I'm going to bet the round 1 sub for Ramirez because I just don't think I think he's the way better grappler. I think his issue is the gas tank, that he depends on the grappling, but that is his path, bro. And I think it's more than the percentage that the books are giving. Simple as that. He's a high-level grappler. I think he's competed in multiple grappling matches. He, trains at Fortis MMA. The guy's not a complete bum. He got a KO in his last fight, so the momentum's back in his. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's coming off of all of these losses. I know the win isn't super impressive. Oh, it's Mickey Gall, but you need one in the basket for it to start to add up. So, yeah, I'll back Ramirez here. I don't see how Billy Goff covers this unless he just gets it in round 1. I think it's a lot closer. After that, Goff all the way. He's going to pace him badly. Do whatever he wants to him, make him look silly. But round 1, grappling-wise, got to give it to Ramirez. Think he can get the sub. He's done it. How many round 1 subs does he have? He almost got Court McGee, too, if I'm not mistaken, who's a decent, black belt.
Aren't, almost all of his wins, round 1 subs except
Gall.
Gall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's, his main path to victory, like a big chunk of it. And I think plus 1200's kind of that's cheap. So, but it's still that's his main path to victory, and it's plus 1,000, plus 1,200 if you think it's value, 700-800. So I do kind of get why he's a big underdog. And I think Goff probably knocks him out like round 2-3.
Yeah, I like all of them, man. I wouldn't make Goff minus 360 though.
No,
Just because he's going to be in danger in round 1, and he's not the type of fighter that,
no.
like, because he's always going to get hurt and he's always going to get in trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if Ramiz cracks him on the feet and takes him down in round 1. He hits hard in round 1, as we've seen, right? So, and Goff is hittable, man.
Yeah,
Goff's very.
I can see club and sub, like, that's why I like that 1200 round 1 sub. Like, take him down, just like use all his energy, like using all strength, whatever, but forcing it, or he cracks him club and sub. I think you can't go wrong.
He's going to get.
Yeah,
like if you bet that, then he will try and win that for you, which is all you can ask for, man.
Yeah, like he consistently, that's his thing. So I think, like you said, you play both.
Yeah, but round 1 might be better depending on the line, because I do think Goff's really hittable, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ramiz cracks him first.
And they probably won't.
Sub. You could get fucked, but the line won't be as good.
800. If it wasn't for that golf fight, it would be like 900, 1,000.
Yeah, that's annoying.
800 is not bad though.
800 might be better than 12, because it probably is, man. Because you don't want to completely throw out the KO.
No.
But you boys can move on. I'm going to be back very soon. One sec. Just need to do something.
Okay. All right. I want to write down for this one. Let's see. I like the round 1 sub personally. I think it's going to be a sub. Can I get plus 1,400? Oh, no.
1,200, right?
No, they had plus 1,200 on FanDuel.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Okay.
I don't think they have the 2-3 KO props for Goff.
Goff, like the combo?
Yeah, I don't know if those are out yet.
Yeah, no, it is. I'll look at it.
I'll bet.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah, because of his money line.
He can knock him out, and he could take it to decision. Let's see.
I just feel like it's not a hot take, so yeah, the odds are not.
They're not going to be good. Yeah, let's see how bad they are.
It is the prediction, but it's a betting show, and I don't think it's produced.
Bro, I have a feeling this guy. I remember I bet Trey Waters to sub this guy, and he almost subbed him, bro. And if I bet Trey Waters to sub you in the first round, got Brahimaj.
Betting Brahimaj.
Definitely has a chance, bro. KO, TKO round 2-3 is plus 370, brother. That's not terrible if you think
that's better than I thought it was going to be, but I haven't ran the math, so I don't know. But I thought it was going to be like 275.
Facts.
But yeah, I'll run some math later on that. I honestly haven't taped, like, since it got remade, I was like, all right, I'm moving it to the bottom of my list, so I haven't taped this one good, but 375 is not bad. And then 1,200 is good for that round 1 sub.
That's his path, in my opinion.
Like, I don't need to watch tape to know that that's a decent line. Or just a round 1 plus 850.
Yeah. I haven't bet it, but if I was going to take anything on the fight, that's...
Yeah. I don't know. I like Goff, though, but he can get finished.
I mean, I just don't think he's proven that much in the octagon. Brahimaj is pretty fucking trash, though. So his upside outside of round 1 is nothing.
Yeah.
Goff's a tough motherfucker. Yeah.
It sucks. It's like, I feel like this is going to be a good ass fight. It's just betting on it's kind of hard.
Yeah, fair enough, bro.
Do you want to go first for the Gamrot?
What you got on this one, bro?
I took Gamrot in like the 130 range.
Okay.
I can go first if you want, because I actually have a bet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think like Klein's really physical, great power, really fast on the feet, really good kicks. He's not the highest volume, and like he can be clinched and controlled a little bit, but he is really hard to take down. The thing is, he hasn't really fought like a real wrestler yet. Like, I think Moiset's probably the best grappler he's faced. He's like more of a jiu-jitsu guy with okay wrestling. He's really dangerous first half of the fight, slows down a little bit, especially like in a high-paced fight, which I think this will be, because Gamrot kind of forces that. And like Klein, he kind of wants like a technical, kickboxing fight at range. And I think Gamrot's going to force like a high grappling pace. I don't know, maybe maybe Klein stuffs a few and then he gets discouraged, and that's when I'm going to hate my bet. But yeah, it's a possibility. He's like a meat and potato striker, Gamrot, but he's like effective because of the grappling threat. He's got a little bit of power, but I definitely think Klein's got him on the feet. And he can be clipped, he can be hurt and like lose rounds because he'll be winning 4 minutes of a round, controlling, blah, blah, blah. And just he can get it stolen at any moment just because he's super hard to finish, really good heart, but like he gets clipped and dropped like every fight. It does seem like, yeah, crazy hard to finish though. Big thing is, I feel like the level of competition that they fought is like not really close at all. Like Gamrot, it's a big step up for Klein. I feel like Gamrot's fought like Armin, Dariush, like Fiziev, RDA, Hooker, and like Klein's best win. Like he just fought Roosevelt Roberts in his last fight. Took him to decision. Like Moises is probably his best win, or Bahamondes probably. Those are solid, but like, yeah. He does have like a, big momentum thing though. Like Gamrot, he's a little older than I thought. I think he's like 33, 34, and he was like in title contention, title talks, and then big setback. So that's probably tough on the mental. And like Klein's entering his prime, probably super confident, looks fucking juiced to the gills. Yeah, I think the striking is going to be like close-ish maybe just on volume, but Klein obviously big moment upside. He has the advantage there. And then, Gamrot has the grappling upside, and I think I trust his cardio a lot more. And like, even though Klein, he has big moment and bonk upside, like I'm not really sure he has like a big finish upside, like advantage, just because he's been finished a decent amount. And like Gamrot, yeah, he gets hurt a lot and he's getting older. So if you're getting consistently hurt, like it's going to fall off the train eventually. But I feel like the cardio and the heart is on the Gamrot side. And like Klein is he's dangerous. But like his finish rate isn't the best in the UFC. And I know that stats don't always tell the whole story, but like there's dudes like Roosevelt Roberts, Devontae Smith, like Moises, Nate the Train, like these are guys that get finished multiple times. Like Roosevelt Roberts and Moises just got finished recently, and Klein took him to decision. So I'm not like, I saw the finish only line was like super chalky and Klein's side. I think that's a little off, just because Gamrot's, he gets hurt, he's durable, and I feel like he could find a sub or something. I think it's like way closer to 50-50 on that finish only line, and it's like close to minus 200 Klein. I lean Gamrot. I think it's like 60-40 Gamrot just because of the cardio, grappling upside, and yeah, I think he might get hurt, but I don't know. I don't see him getting finished, and I think the ITD price on Gamrot plus 600 is kind of nuts, and yeah, the finish only. But I'll look at the 2-3 combo on Gamrot too. That's my take.
Did you go on this one, JB?
Not yet.
Okay, please go, bro.
Yeah, I like Gamrot. Like you mentioned, he might have not faced like a wrestler of this caliber. Like also a different style of wrestling too, right? Gamrot presents a really awkward style of wrestling for a lot of guys to defend because he goes in and enters on these low signals. He's willing to come up and get to these body locks. Very pressure style fighter. Maybe not the greatest control, but kind of like a Marab. My problem with Gamrot is I feel like his style takes a lot of cardio, and he drains himself like the later the fight goes. He's always moving laterally, but I feel like the way he does it is inefficient energy-wise. To get to his I don't think he feels comfortable exchanging on the feet for long periods of time, which is where I think Klein could make him look maybe stiff in the striking. We had seen him get hurt and drop before in a lot of these fights, even recently against RDA, who's a lot older, which could be a bad look. We're not exactly sure, like you said, where he's at in his career. He's fighting way down in the rankings. There's a lot more for Ludovic Klein to gain here, in my opinion, than Mateus Gamrot. It doesn't, that's hearsay, though. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be mean anything in the fight, but it's just something to take in a note. And I think, Klein's going to definitely show up ready for this fight.
Yeah, basically for me, I can't bet Gamrot at chalk personally, at least not at this price, just because of his style. It's more of an underdog style for me. I feel like he's like a Sean Woodson, where he could win against any opponent on any night, and he could lose against any opponent on any night. So it's hard to bet those guys at chalk when they fight super close, thin margins. So really hard fight for me, but I tend to lean dog or pass. I haven't made a bet on it though.
Yeah, super good fight.
We've seen Klein get paced before though, so it's not like out of the realm that Gamrot just overwhelms him with the wrestling, and we see Klein start to get tired, start to realize maybe I never fought this level, and like you said, it could be a late finish for Gamrot. I would be interested in those prices.
That was at 145, right? Like he's looked a lot better at lightweight, I think.
Way better. Yeah.
So yeah, it's such an interesting fight. Very interesting fight here. I feel like I could speak about this one for days. I'll try and keep it to the most pertinent points and ones that we potentially haven't been over. It seems to me that, Gamrot is always going to close decisions, or always in fights that could potentially go to close decisions, no matter who he's fighting. So on the one hand, I look at the, what you mentioned, Zah, which is the level of competition. And on the one hand, I'm looking at level of competition. I'm saying, wow, man, Gamrot's been in there with killers, legit killers in the division, even got wins over them like Arman Sarukian and Rafael Fiziev, really, really good fighters. But at the same time, he's also losing or almost losing to fighters who are not very good at all. The level of competition, like Guram Kututaladze, he's not a great fighter, but he lost to him. The Jalen Turner, I would say Jalen Turner's on a similar level to Ludovic Klein, just in terms of the level. Right? So we call it like.
No, I'm so sorry, Lucrative. I have to interrupt you, but what the fuck is going on in the chat with this whole thing? There's like 7 comments so far that I've passed away. What happened that I have no clue about, bro? They literally they keep bringing it up. And then this guy just said it just now. He said, "Is this a recording? R.I.P. if you passed away." Bro, why is everyone saying? Can somebody in the comments please enlighten me on what's going on, bro?
I don't know, bro.
Bro, it's like the 8th person who said it.
Really?
Yeah, dude. You don't see it?
I see this one right here.
Yeah, somebody else put proof of life. JB posted. Someone posted.
What the hell?
What the?
Someone posted that you died.
Oh my god, bro. This is crazy, brother.
It's a live show.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
Shouldn't be posting online, man. That's some voodoo shit. Don't be calling for people's death, bro.
For real, bro. I'm right here. What you talking about?
But yeah, man, I think, the level of competition thing that I was getting to. So yeah, the level of competition is a lot higher on the Gamrot side, but at the same time, he's gone to a decision and lost against fighters who don't have a good level of competition, or are not that high level. So I feel like this guy, like JB said, yeah, he can win against Arman Sarukian, but he can lose against Guram Kututaladze. That is really the type of fighter he is. So I wouldn't really look at the level of competition and take too much away from it. I personally wouldn't. I think he lost to Jalen Turner, right? I think the RDA fight, he won 29-28, but it was a fairly close fight against a very old fighter in RDA. He doesn't have it anymore. Benil Dariush obviously got cleaned up in that fight. Arman, he won. So this guy's up and down, Dan Hooker, not the best look to, as a -3,400 favorite, get beat by Dan Hooker. Same thing happened to him when he fought Benil Dariush. Same thing happened to him when he fought Guram Kututaladze. He's a big favorite in these fights, right? -300 against Guram, -250 against Benil, -400 against Hooker. So when he's a favorite, he's not really doing too well. I mean, he has got a lot of wins as a favorite as well, but he's coming through as an underdog a couple of times. Arman Sarukian was the one that comes to mind. So, and I think he may have been a favorite underdog against Rafael Fiziev. So, these type of fights, yes, we can play him in, but I just feel like Ludovic Klein might win the fight. I think it's a very close fight, to be honest, guys. I think you can argue 60% either way. Any more than that, and you're pushing the boundary a little bit. I think at the end of the day, it really is pretty simple. Like, is Ludovic Klein going to be able to have a couple of big moments and hurt him? Because if he's not, he's probably going to get grappled, right? So I tend to think that he will. Because the only reason is because this guy is always getting hurt in every single fight, even in fights that he loses, even in fights that he wins. So what? Now Leavitt Klein shouldn't get any big moments? Why? I don't understand. Let's go back and look at his career, because his last fight was against Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker had big moments in that one. The fight before that was Rafael dos Anjos. Rafael dos Anjos had big moments in that one. Yeah, Fiziev, his leg went. That was a very strange fight. Good first round after that. Can't say. Jalen Turner, he had multiple big moments. Benil Dariush, multiple big moments. Arman, I don't really remember. I don't think he had big moments.
Back fist dropped him, and he still. That's why he won the fight, is because they gave that round to Gamrot somehow. Yeah. So I thought he lost that fight.
Yeah, I remember that one. So did I. 3-2, very close fight though. Diego Ferreira won. Diego looked like he was kind of coming alive in that fight, and then he died from a knee to the fucking, I don't know what happened, knee to the body or some shit. So this guy's, Guram, dropped him and stuff. So it's like
the Guram
80 to 90% of this guy's fights, he's getting hurt. So now I'm supposed to think that he won in this one against someone who can hurt you, who's very, very physical, who has great balance, who should be able to keep on the feet at least for enough amount of time to land some shots, So it just seems to me like not hand in hand, but it's kind of how I looked at the Daniel Rodriguez and Ponzinibbio fight. I'm like, this guy's getting hurt in every single fight. Am I meant to believe he's just not going to get hurt in this one? I do think he'll get hurt at some point. I don't know whether he'll get KO'd. Probably not. But I think he'll get hurt once, which means an automatic round for Klein. And you only have to win one more after that.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to get hurt. I just think it's not the same as Ponzinibbio because...
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, knocked out.
And I know you weren't saying that. I'm just saying it is similar. Like, we went through Ponzinibbio. He's gotten cracked in every fight. And Gamrot's been cracked in every fight. I think we're looking at, like, Gamrot's, like, his faults, like only looking at his bad things, because I feel like, yeah, he has been in some close fights and lost to people on Klein's level. That's 100% fact. He gets cracked in every fight. But I do think, like, Klein's never really fought anyone like Gamrot has fought people like this, like Fiziev, like physical, dangerous striker.
Yeah.
And obviously that fight didn't really, we didn't really get to see what happened. But Klein has never really fought. You were gone for this part, but I was talking about how Klein has never really fought like a real wrestler, and he looks physical. He looks hard to take down for sure. I just think this is kind of an unknown for him, to where he's going to do at this higher level, tough style that he's never really fought. And I do think he's going to have big moments, and I do think he, is going to be able to stuff some takedowns for long enough to land some big shots. I just think the reason why the line is close is because of the finish. Like, people think there's a big finish upside for Klein, and I just don't see it. I think it's closer to 50-50 just because Klein's cardio, and he's been finished multiple times. And Gamrot, he has a style that uses a ton of energy, but he kind of brings you into the deep waters, and he's willing to swim in there. And I feel like he can get cracked for sure. I think he is going to get cracked, but I think late it's going to be super sketchy for Klein no matter what. Not no matter what, but I'm pretty confident you want an early finish or a knockdown in round 1 and 2 for Klein if you're on that side. So I think this is a reasonable price tag for Gamrot. I am not a Gamrot guy. I've kind of faded him a lot. RDA, I was on him, or I faded him. Get Hooker. I think I had Jalen Turner too. I'm not a Gamrot guy. I just think this is a reasonable price tag. He's not a minus 250, 300 like he usually is. And this is a style that, I'm all right, Klein, you're looking good, but I needed to prove this is a tough style to beat. So I know I bet it in the 130 range. I think he's 60%, but the main edge, I think, it's just an opinion, but I think the ITD plus 600 Gamrot's kind of nuts. And I'm gonna look at the 2-3 props and that finish only minus 200 Klein. I don't think it makes a ton of sense. He could easily bonk him early, but I don't think it's minus 200 finish like equity towards Klein, you know?
No, yeah, I agree, because maybe, he just can't keep up with the pace and pressure of Gamrot, and he starts to wilt a little bit, like in that round 3 against Nate, and maybe gets submitted. But I just feel like even if Klein wins, it's probably going to be really close. I mean, sorry, Gamrot. It's probably going to be really close, right? And if Klein wins, it's probably going to be really close. It seems just like a really close fight. So that's why I like the underdog. But I like it. I mean, if you bet Gamrot, you can't think it's going to be a close fight. Like if you bet Gamrot, you must give credence to some finishing equity. And you do, right? Because you're saying plus 600.
That's why I do.
You have to, I think that's where the betting on Gamrot ends and begins. I really think it's like, how much finishing upside do you give him? Because if you don't think he can grind and finish Klein, I don't think you can lay minus 150, man. Because he's not doing that. You're going to a decision. How confident can you be in a decision on a chalky price tag? So I think that's where the debate comes in. As far as I see it,
No, yeah, for sure. And I'm just giving my take, and I'm not selling picks, so it doesn't matter. Like, I can just say what I'm on. Like, I bet it like a week ago at 130, so 150. It doesn't sound like a crazy difference, but I would not play that, because that's what I have it at is 60%. So obviously, if you're listening to my take, like, just maybe you can get some value out of what I'm saying, like with the finish stuff. But the money line, I can't get past like 60-40 on either side, like you said. So I have a little bit, like a small money line bet on Gamrot 130-ish, but I have a decent amount, not like a big bet, but like to win a decent amount on that plus 600 ITD, because I do think a late finish for Gamrot's kind of underrated. He might have to go. It's going to be very sketchy the first 7.5 minutes. Like, maybe he gets a takedown, maybe he gets hurt. Maybe he shoots for a couple takedowns. He feels that physicality from Klein, and gets discouraged, and then that pace never comes in. That's where I'm kind of scared of. Where you shoot a couple times and this guy feels like a fucking rock, and then you're discouraged and the pace never sets in, and then it's just like a low output striking fight, which is exactly what Klein wants, and then I'm cooked.
I mean, he definitely goes for like submissions and stuff. I know it doesn't say it on his record, but he's pretty aggressive. Like, when he gets in top position, he's definitely working towards certain things and putting people in bad positions. So, it could be like,
he doesn't do a ton of damage though, and that's why the round can get stolen at any moment.
I am, teeing up a potential bet on Gamrot. I don't know if I'll do it, but I am thinking about it right now. Like, I'm thinking.
Klein, right?
Yeah, sorry, Klein.
Klein.
I am thinking about maybe betting Klein. I don't know if I will end, because the line's very close. I want it a bit better. Gamrot's usually pretty chalked, but I don't know if I will. We'll see.
Does
Maybe
anybody
that's why, sorry, go ahead, Drew.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, I remember him being like an ADCC back in the day, Gamrot. So he has to have some credential of grappling. Like, why did he make it? Was it from like just being in KSW? Did he actually go and win trials? Like, guy has to have some level of grappling. And I remember hearing an interview with Moicano saying that this guy's gotten like so much better since training there. Like, his grappling is like OD, really good. Like, he's underrated. So yeah, and I like those guys at ATT. Especially in the grappling, they really try to find the finish however they can. So yeah,
he was legit in like KSW, right? He maybe double champ, or is that someone else? I don't know.
Could be right.
145 and 155.
I don't know if I'm thinking of the right guy, but yeah.
I don't remember if he was double champ. He might have been.
Do you want to write down Klein?
Yeah, probably right, Klein.
That was fun to listen to. You guys had a good back and forth there.
Yeah.
Just sitting here.
That's why I like this show, because like, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to, I say what we're kind of saying similar things. It just, I'm leaning more towards, one thing, and he's leaning more towards the other. Like, it's not like we disagree on how the fight's going to go,
Oh, that's the gamble, isn't it? Like, where do you find that? you know, because we can break down the fight easily. Yeah, Gamrot is going to take him down. Like, that shit's easy, bro. Finding the edge is the hardest part. JB, I muted you because there's like a sound on your mic, bro. I don't know if
Oh, good. I got you. That's what I thought. You're good.
Yeah, just to let you know. Maybe when you're not talking. It's like sounds like a cicada, bro. If you know.
Yeah, there's like fucking crickets and shit out here.
You care if I write down Gamrot ITD?
Yeah, cool.
Because I feel like that's like the biggest edge. Maybe I should have just played that because that's why, like, that's what I think the main, like, just
yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
All right, next one.
Yes, sir. Main event.
Wow, we're already here.
Quick card. Yeah, man. I mean, I think Maycee Barber's a good bet this weekend. I think the line is wide. I could go into this fight for a long time. I could speak about this fight for a long time, but I'm going to try and keep it kind of short so we can get to the parlays. I just feel like Maycee Barber is going to be able to match the pace, pressure, tenacity, and cardio of Erin Blanchfield. That's really what it comes down to. You know, I could sit and speak about this fight in the grappling to where Erin has an edge, or the striking to where Maycee has an edge. But if I think about it, the main reason I'm betting Maycee is really because I think she can keep up with the pace, pressure, tenacity, and volume and cardio of Erin Blanchfield, because that's how Erin wins fights. Erin doesn't win fights a lot of the time with her crazy jiu-jitsu skills. She wins the fights with her pace and pressure and tenacity, because there's lots of fights she can't even get a takedown, but, you know, her pace and pressure gets her the win, like against Tyler Santos. She couldn't even take Tyler down, you know, but she won the fight because she's just constantly shooting. She's making it gritty. She's making it grimy. I think Maycee Barber can match her in those situations. That's why I'm betting on Maycee Barber this weekend. That's why I think Maycee Barber's a good bet. I also think she's the better striker. I think she throws way harder, way more power, has way more big moment upside. And I think she can bust the nose open of Erin early. I think she's going to be displaying damage. And yeah, that's why I think Maycee Barber's the side this week. Now, the negatives. She got taken down, right? She's been taken down multiple times in her career. These are the negatives. I don't think Erin Blanchfield has great takedowns. You know, I really don't. I think she's tenacious with them, but I don't think she's that physical with them. I don't think she's even that necessarily technical. I think she'll be able to, I think she'll get stuffed on her takedown attempts. You know, a lot of them here, for sure. Erin Blanchfield's not going to go 7 for 7 here. You know, this won't be like a Miranda Maverick fight. Maybe she'll go like 2 or 3 for like 8 to 9 or something like that. You know, like she's going to get stuffed here. Maycee Barber is going to defend takedowns against Erin Blanchfield in this fight, right? She will defend takedowns for sure. When she defends the takedowns, she's going to put some hurting on Erin on the feet, you know? And even if Erin gets her down, I don't think it's an instant submission. Erin got Rose Namajunas down in round 5. That should be her best round. What happened? Rose got back to her feet. She worked to guard. She kicked her off. She got back to her feet. They ended the fight on the feet, you know, in the 5th round when Erin should be taken over at that point. She didn't. So I don't think Erin just gets on top of you in this instant submission. She's been to a decision with loads of girls. Manon Farrow, she went to a decision with her. Couldn't get her down. She got beat up by her for 5 rounds, embarrassed, you know. She fought Tyler Santos, couldn't get her down. She fought JJ Aldridge, couldn't get her down, you know, and she won 2 or 3 of those fights, but one was very close and one was a guillotine standing, you know, a front choke, whatever she did. So there's been many fights Erin hasn't got the finish, first of all. You know, even in her debut when she's 10-8 in girls, she didn't get the finish. Miranda Maverick didn't get the finish. You know, most of the time she's actually not getting the finish, right? Even though she's looked at some crazy phenom grappler, I believe she is. So I don't think it's instant submission. I don't think it's instant takedown. And I also believe that Barber is going to be able to get back up to her feet if Rose Namajunas could do it in round 5. Do I think Erin's going to spend some time on top doing damage? Yes. Do I think Erin's going to win the grappling? Yes. But overall, in a 25-minute fight, I think Maycee has enough advantages that I can play her at 2xx, right? I mean, if this line was pick'em, I might bet on Erin Blanchfield there, you know? I'd make her about 60%. I'm calling Erin as the winner of the fight. If I'm making her 60%, automatically it means I'm saying she wins. But we're talking gambling, and I think there's a big edge on Maycee Barber here. I think there's going to be a war. I think this fight is going to be a war. I don't think Erin's going to cover minus 300 at all. I don't think she's going to dominate. I don't think this fight is going to look minus 300. I think this fight is going to look minus 150, minus 110. I think it's going to be a back and forth war. Both girls have each other in trouble. And it could be a classic. This could be a classic fight. And you have to bet on a plus 200 underdog if the fight's going to be a classic. And that's what I believe it will be. So that's my take for the fight, boys. Could be a hot one. Probably is a hot one. Let's fucking go. JB, what's good, bro?
Yeah, for like this line to be this wide, you have to assume that she's going to be able to just finish her on the ground. And I like some of the points that you made, like her not being able to get finishes in a lot of these fights. The JJ Aldrich fight was another one that was a while back, and I know Erin's definitely going to be making improvements, but both these girls are young, so they'll both be making improvements. Another thing I think in this fight too is like Macy Barber is her like a narrative that she's just going to fall off a cliff in the later rounds. I don't necessarily agree with that. Like where have we seen that in her fights? She trains in elevation. I think she's going to be ready for 5 rounds. This is probably the biggest fight of her career now too. I just think you'd have to say Erin gets a quick finish on the mat or is able to find a sub, which I don't think it's going to be that easy, even though I do think she's a high-level BJJ player. It's different in MMA, and I think Barber's going to be forcing her to do work, posting on the head, getting back to the feet. I do believe she's better at getting back up against the cage, but it's going to be interesting. This is in the apex in the smaller cage, so Barber will have the cage behind her, but Erin's going to have less distance to close to get to the grappling. So it's interesting. I have it more like minus 140 range for Blanchfield, but I don't see how you get to minus 300 like you said.
Yeah. Nice, bro. Fuck him going to war with Macy Barber.
On the feet, I think she's going to fuck her up too. I think she could even finish her, as crazy as that sounds. I don't think Blanchfield has the best striking. It's sufficient enough to get to where she needs to, but if she's caught on the feet, she can get fucked up for sure here. And Barber can crack.
Hard, bro.
Yeah.
She hits hard. And because she's a woman, we don't see it play out a lot because she doesn't get a lot of finishes because at the end of the day, no matter how hard she hits, she's a flyweight woman. You know, she weighs extremely little, you know, very tiny girl. She's like 5'4" or 5'5", whatever, however big she is. She's pretty small girl. So she's not going to get a lot of finishes. But if you actually watch the fight, fuck, she's hitting and hurting some girls, bro. Like, they don't want to be on the feet of her a lot of the time. They're like, fuck this, I want to grapple, or I don't want to be involved in this, you know. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in the finish. I personally feel like it will be a decision because I just think Erin's that tough, you know. I just think Erin's really tough. But
Crazy tough.
Yeah. What do you think, Zar?
With the Barbers, I definitely agree. Like, I don't see how you get past like 185. Like, I have it in that 150, 185, minus 150, minus 185 range for Blanchfield just because, you know, the grappling upside. I don't know if I'm like I don't think it like the striking is going to be as crazy one-sided maybe as you guys think. Like, Blanchfield, yeah, she doesn't have defense, but she throws a decent amount of volume. Like, she's not a terrible striker. She is very hittable though. But yeah, I feel like, you know, Erin probably going to be throwing more volume on the feet, but big moment upside all on the Barber side. And I feel like that she just, you know, the strikes she lands are good for the judges, like big elbows, big knees, you know, swinging hard. And I feel like Blanchfield's there to be hit. And like James said, there is some bad looks for Barber, like the Maverick fight getting grappled, the Lee fight. If the Lee fight didn't exist, bro, like this would be a hammer. But like if that's a possibility, which it is, it sucks. Because she's been looking like really improved like since that fight. I know it was like 3 years ago, but like the Rebos fight, like that looked like a different person. Like, yeah, she got taken down, but she wasn't laying on her back for multiple minutes. Like, Rebos is better than Andrea Lee in every single way, grappling, striking, like physicality. And Lee had her down multiple times for like multiple minutes, and Rebos like got her down, but didn't do shit. And yeah, I like Barber's physicality. You know, is there people really saying that Barber is going to be like cooked in the later rounds? Is that really a thing?
I've definitely heard a few takes like that
Yeah.
this week because she hasn't, it's just like she hasn't done
Yeah.
5 rounds, so Erin's just gonna take over late. I've heard multiple people say that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that at all. Like, I think she grinds girls out and she has good cardio. Like, I feel like that's one of her strengths, honestly. So I feel like it's going to be competitive decision. Blanchfield's going to get some takedowns. I don't think she's going to get much like damage or super crazy. Maybe she'll take the back because Barber does make some mistakes. But, Barber's physicality, athleticism bails her out. I don't see her getting subbed. Blanchfield, yeah, she's a great grappler. The wrestling's not the best. And like her subs are over like, Andrade and freaking Molly McCann. They're getting subbed left and right. The JJ Aldrich one, like she was plus money live and pulls a high elbow guillotine out of her ass, which is, a sick finish. And she showed some heart, but like, I don't know. I think it's going to be close. Barber's going to be landing the better shots, doing more damage. Blanchfield's going to get some control time. I do think a lot of time is going to get like pissed away on the fence. So I do like the over. I just feel like Blanchfield's not as crazy of a finisher as like a lot of people think. And Barber, she hits hard, but she's also not an insane finisher. Like there's a bunch of girls that like, if she's finishing Blanchfield, like I'd be kind of surprised. Like there's a bunch of girls where, she's hitting them hard, but they don't like it, but they're not like getting dropped, like other than Rebos, who's pretty chinny. So yeah, I thought the over is going to be not the over. The goes the distance is going to be more in like the 250 range, and it's at like 200. So I like that. I like Barber money line. I'm on that at like the 215 range, and I love Barber decision in like the 400 range. Even though I'm picking Erin Blanchfield to win, like just like you said, like I think she's at least 60%. You could argue, maybe 180 minus 185, but even if you think that's still a big edge, Barber's like plus 2 something. So yeah, I'm on Barber money line a little bit, decision a decent amount, and then I like the over or the goes the distance at 200.
Yeah, man, I agree, bro. People saying Erin's like a lock this week. She's like one of the, most confident picks. I think Macy Barber's the best bet of the card this weekend. Wow. I think this is going to be an absolute war, boys. Like I honestly do. If Erin just paces her and just dominates in 3, 4, 5, then I'll concede and I'm wrong. But I think this fight's going to be a war. I could really see this happening. 2-2 going into round 5, and then it's whoever's fight.
I can easily see that.
Like that's really how I predict the fight. Like this is a fucking close one, a very close fight. So we'll see how it goes. It's an absolute donation. You know what I mean? It's like there's no way she's winning this weekend, boys. This is what I'm hearing,
bro.
Sometimes I like this. Sometimes I like this.
People are calling my shit a donut.
Yeah. Well, when it's like there's no chance of winning. At the end of the day, boys, you have to remember, like the sports books win money because of the majority, right? So when the majority are saying that, it's a terrible bet and stuff, then the majority of the time, it's not. Not all of the time. They could be right this time, right? Like, but when something's a majority, the majority of the time, that's not the right side to be on. At least when we're talking with publics, not like, syndicates and people in the know. So,
if it's easy, then the bookies wouldn't be rich.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But I'm like,
write down some shit.
Yeah, definitely write down some Barber. Fuck, we got like no bets this weekend, bro.
I mean, we could add shit in if we see fit. You know what I mean?
So yeah, maybe add some Barber. Maybe
I'm gonna add this, like if you guys don't care.
No, I don't hate it.
No, all good.
Do you guys think? What do you think about the? Shit, that's a different fight. Barber decision. I think it was like plus 425.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it, bro.
Favored to go the distance, right?
450 out there. Oh my
450. Jeez.
Yeah, and one girl's. I don't think she's gonna finish Erin. I know
it feels tough, dude. You got cardio, grit, like.
Yeah.
It's possible, but I don't think it's more than 30% of Barber's win equity.
I do think Aaron has a bit more finishing upside here.
Yeah, the grappling.
Yeah. You wanna?
Women's fights usually they finish on the mat, so that's just something else. Because, like I said, they're 5'5", bro. They weigh 120 pounds soaking wet.
He-Boss,
Yeah, it's just not easy for them to get knockouts,
She does hit hard, but He-Boss is chinny and.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It can't.
Yeah, and like Barber, yeah, she's like the girls she subbed aren't great, but if she's getting dominant positions, it's possible. And like Barber will like do some stupid shit and give up the back, like it's happened multiple times. So it's definitely possible, but I think minus 200 is cheap. I thought it would be like 230, 250.
Yeah, I don't mind that one either, honestly. I have some of my friends, sharp mates, they're on the under, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
Let's shout out some of the chat. We got our guy Parlay MMA in here shouting out.
No, that's not true.
Go.
Most people are on Aaron, and the line is moving towards Aaron as well.
Word. Yeah, I mean, dude, I hate those things. Like, oh, everybody's on this side. I hear that every week. And I don't agree with that either. I think a lot of people are on Aaron.
Oh, they are. You can just check Topology. Check Topology now. I guarantee most people will be picking Aaron. And MMA
let's speak.
Probably like 80. I'll say 80% for Aaron. That's my guess.
Look at this Dos Santos, 92%.
That's crazy. I mean, I get it though. It's just a just pick winner.
Yeah,
right?
it's a straight pick. So
yeah,
Oh, that's
what I thought it would be.
That's closer.
That's a lot, bro. 76%.
Yeah.
76 for Blanchfield.
I feel like there's some simps that are just picking Barber, bro.
Definitely. Macy's like a name. Macy's a name, so yeah. I'm not surprised it's that. I thought it could be closer just based on Macy's name, but
got to do the Macy parlay.
Macy, oh yeah, bro. I like it, both of them, to be honest.
Oh shoot, I forgot. Yeah,
Macy and Macy.
Okay,
maybe just all the women's MMA underdogs. Actually, no, Chiasson's not an underdog. So yeah, bro, we can do the parlays, man.
All right,
who's going first? You got 14-1 last time. I think you deserve the first parlay, bro.
Pro.
Appreciate it. Okay.
We got to put you on to some hip hop, but other than that, bro, you're amazing.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a big music guy. Shoot, your sharp friends are on the under. That's scaring me.
Nah, fuck them. It's all good, bro. It's just one bet.
You're pro dude. You're the pro dude, bro. You're riding with house money right now. You should just fly off the hook.
I got a couple months of parlays in the bank. It's chill.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
chilling.
about.
You're chilling. You can let it fly, bro.
Let's get some produce in the chat right now. Produce. Such a humble guy here. Gotta love it.
533 people in the chat. Shout out to all you motherfuckers.
Oh, what else? Yeah. I'm gonna scope the card real quick. I don't want to. Yeah.
Produce. I'm smacked right now, y'all. I don't know if y'all peeped. I might have lit up like 4 times on this pod.
Yeah, I can tell by your voice, bro. You got the weed voice.
Yeah, it was back to back to back. There's like these parlays. We gonna smoke pack on pack. It's all the pack I got last week. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Still got it.
Should I go Leavitt decision? Grease.
It's ugly this week, right?
It's so bad. Like I don't want to add anything. That's why it's just degen parlays, man.
Yeah, bro. It's honestly ugly this week, but sometimes those are the weeks that you cash, man.
Yeah. What were the odds on that decision? Ugh.
Definitely
I just don't think Leavitt's minus 250. Oh, shoot. They got the 150 now. That's interesting, bro. Maybe you can get like 175 later in the week. That I like that. Leavitt decision. Okay, I think this is going to be me.
Zoom this one in, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think just go with what you think, bro. You're the pro do. This guy's overthinking it.
Nah, I'm just playing. I
Oh,
kind
I'm
of like
definitely
those.
overthinking it with this card, bro.
No, I get you. No, totally, bro.
All right, who's up next?
That's a nice fucking parlay, bro.
Yeah,
Thanks.
dude,
What's that returning?
525.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
solid.
personally, I think it hits. So
Yeah.
Picking it outright.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah, fair enough.
60%,
think it's minus 120.
55%, something
Yeah.
like that.
All right, who's up?
I think we got to go with the Lou, bro.
All right.
Shit. All right. What we got?
You can also just add whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be on the list, but because our
Yes.
list is pretty slim.
That list is disgusting. Fuck. What am I gonna do with that shit?
I don't know.
I might just have to go a little bit YOLO.
You're just like a two-legger.
Yeah, Barber decision.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
And
Really slim.
Klein.
Bet.
Fuck
That's going
it.
to be a nice little payout, bro.
Yeah, that's a big payout.
There's just nothing, no, like, chalk we like.
This is a huge one, to be honest.
Like, I don't want to put freaking Jacoby in it, even though I think he wins.
It's tough, bro.
Yeah. Ooh, 1165.
I'll take that.
Sir.
11.5. I'm not picking that one outright, but 2, 3 to 1, not 11 to 1.
200?
Yeah, bro, around that. 11 to 1's crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right.
U time.
JP is
Am I
up.
allowed to double up or no?
Double up.
This card? No. No?
Well, I'll go. Like I was thinking, like Barber money line and
Oh, yeah. Run it.
Nascimento sub or money line. Which one should I do?
Up to you,
I
bro.
mean, bro, like, I reckon you should just YOLO this shit. Depends what you're gonna put in with it, though. If you're gonna put another mad one, then just go with money line.
Yeah, because we're doing another one after this or no?
That's kind of ugly this week, man.
Yeah, it's not like I think we're using up all our ammo.
I'm not really rushing.
All right, so I should just shoot for the moon then. Okay.
Bet.
Then I'll go.
Another one.
Yeah, what's Barber and Nascimento sub?
That's going to be solid just like that.
Just give me those two. What am I doing here?
You guys are going crazy.
I do like Amanda sub too, and I do like Aswell, but those are like
Those are,
greasy.
I want to go tape Aswell because I feel like that line's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to do that. Let me know if you do tape it. Let me know.
Yeah. Can I do the H-Town parlay? Michael Aswell, and Rayan Amanda sub. Go with the homer.
Well, there's a Rayan Amanda submission is from Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Amanda submission is from.
Yeah, Amanda sub, and then Aswell.
Well, that's the Houston plus JB parlay because you added the submission. Submission isn't a location, bro. That's just you added in.
It's fine. I mean, you should technically be taking Giles too, but.
Oh, is he from Houston?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. You go all three of those. You just give me Giles too for shits and gigs.
Well, my friend lives in the Dallas area, and he's like a big Aswell fan, like Fury.
Bro, Aswell's the GOAT, bro.
2300 H-Town.
Oh, that'd be mad if that was. What's the area code?
I played both of them straight up. So.
Yeah. I mean, I like this.
The area code you asked is 281, bro. You never heard that song by Mike Jones?
No, that's close though. 2-3. If it made 281, that would be mad. That's like
you never heard that one? It's like where he gives out his phone number in the song.
Nah.
He's like 281-330-8004. It was like the craziest thing at the time. He was like, what? And then you could actually call the number and it would be like an answering machine.
That's
Yeah.
so fun. Are we good here?
I
Or
think so, bro. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not dying to make another one, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't want to force anything. I mean, we already used Barber in like 2.
We don't have to post graphics for them.
We
or
use the
anything.
Barber fight in 3. In all of our parlays, we have the Barber fight. So
You
that
said it
just
was
shows.
best bet.
Yeah,
But we all have different variations though.
we have different variations, but if Aaron finishes that, we're all fucked.
Hey, I'll look
True.
stupid. I'm not tripping.
Nah, but I just mean like if we've all got the same fight in our legs, it means we don't have much to work with, you know.
Yeah.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. Like one outcome could cook the show. But
Yeah, so I'm good with chilling on that.
yeah.
Dude, we
And-
don't even have to include mine for real. It's just like a joke parlay. The last one.
We're gonna put it on the show. Yeah, I'll make graphics for these 3 at least, though, right?
Yeah, definitely, dog. They're all gonna hit. What are you talking about?
True.
Aswell would be mad. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tape
Tape
Aswell,
it.
bro.
Let me know what you think.
Getting
I'll-
late, but I'll if I don't tape it tonight, I'll tape it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. Don't want to miss out. There's not much to choose from on this card, so I don't want to miss out on anything.
Could be my bias, bro. He's a cool dude. He follows Parlay Madness.
Oh,
Hey.
Parlay Madness.
He follows the page, so
Oh, that's mad. That's a.
Sure. I think we
He
should
must-
just bet him.
that's what I
We
did.
just-
I just blind bet him.
He must watch then, because
Yeah, he's my guy, bro. He's fucking.
We only have
he
like
knows
100
the Jewish
followers.
better, dog.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
he's the Jew. Nah, I
I
never
don't
met him.
as well, bro.
I never met him. He just supports the Jewish better. Appreciate it.
I won. Oh, I bet on you as well, and then they gave the decision against you. I don't agree with that.
Damn, that's rough.
I
bro.
remember when he was
Hold on.
plus
Wait,
one.
but he I did see VB posted on my thing, like VB, or the guy we were talking with on Twitter, right? He posted like a video about his fight versus Grad, and Aswell actually commented on it. So he probably just watches the videos,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
I think
active.
Aswell might have gone in the spaces with them before.
Maybe, bro. Like he seems like a
Yeah,
pretty
He's
chill guy.
like my age, right? Like how old is he?
24.
Yeah, I just turned 24. Like he's on social media, bro.
Right, he follows Parlay Madness. He definitely watches the show.
Yeah, shout out Aswell. I remember when you were like plus 200 versus Nate Richardson, smoked him round 1. That was sick.
Woo, clean.
All right, boys.
Yeah, I guess that's it, man.
All
I
right.
think so. Boys. Yeah, man. Peace out. If you guys watched and enjoyed, please please follow everyone on the panel. We got JB at Jewish Better. We got Zar at Zar Bets. Catch them on Twitter, YouTube, all of that good stuff. There's not much else from me, boys. You want to kick out the show?
UFC 316 next week. I'll see you there. At least one of these 3 have written. If not 2 or 3. If not 3 or 3. We back. Let's go.
Next week's big one.
Yes. There was some parlay legs we like.
All right, take care, boys. Love.
Peace.